Welcome back, Nuggets. This mother clocker's got some thoughts. Let's ruffle some feathers and get into this live stream. Hello, everybody. Hi. My goodness, there's already been such a massive conversation happening. Hey, LV and Darkwick, thanks so much for being here tonight to mod. Hey, Malm. You were gifted a membership from Aquafizzy. About a week ago, actually. Hello, Lazy Necromancer. Hello, Amanda. Hi, Mel. Hi, French. Hey, Mother of Baggins. So many chicken butts. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Hi, everybody. My goodness. So I've been playing around with new ways to call out chats, and now for some reason it's only working on Twitch. And it's too big. Oh my goodness. One job, am I right? Look, one day I'm gonna get these working. I now have one that works flawlessly for Twitch and one that works flawlessly for YouTube. So if I have to do two, I will do two, because I will highlight text if it's the last thing I do. Hey Diamond, how are you? And can I just say, once again, I'm so grateful for you all wanting to be here. I am aware Charlie Gold is live, and yeah, absolutely amazing. Thank you. Okay, a couple of things that are going on in my situation at the moment that may interrupt the stream. I am dog sitting Maxie the Corgi at the moment. I do this semi-regularly. And he's with us for a couple of weeks, so he'll be here for a couple of streams. He is an old boy and has some, bladder struggles, so he may need to be taken out at intervals, but we'll see how he goes. It is what it is, unfortunately. You made a live. Hello, Eva. Hey, Dead Not Sleeping. Pictures. Oh no, I should have had pictures. Okay, I tell you what, he's here. He's gonna be here for like 3 or 4 streams, so I will have pictures prepared for next time, I promise. He's a gorgeous boy. He is a massive corgi though. Like, I didn't know corgis could get this big. He looks like a normal sized dog, like medium sized dog, but with really short legs. A welcome guest host. He is. Also, we are firmly in cockatoo season. Basically, they like the fruit of a walnut tree that are above the chickens, but they are so clucking loud, like so loud. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it. You may hear them screeching. Oh, LV, thank you so much. You didn't need to do that. Stop it. My goodness, 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Bobet as well. Oh no. Thank you so much, everybody. Who have we got? Liam, Darcy, Salty Seahorse, A Blank Slate, Taffy, where are we? Cedril? I feel like I butchered that. More tea, please, or cheese. Oh, relatable name. Oh, congratulations, everyone. There is membership content there for you. Thank you so much, Bobe and LV. That's really generous of you. I appreciate that. Hey, Amy. Oh, you're loving this community. I'm so glad. Also, I saw, is Be Like Water Baby still in here? They commented first, which I appreciate. Thank you. I saw you getting yelled at by Chantel during the week. And I'm like, hey, I know that person. Hey, King, hello. My goodness, they're all still coming through.
That's something I'm supposed to deliver.
Sorry, that was my mobile. Oh, I'm so professional over here. Look at me. Okay, but yeah, we'll do our best around the various things that may interrupt. Mal, thank you so much. Thank you for keeping me company while I do college homework. I am always so impressed when you all are able to study while listening. For me, back when I was at university, it had to be silence, just absolutely nothing going on. And my little dog, I had a Chihuahua Papillon cross. She would sit across the table and just stare at me. But thank you so much. Amanda, thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let the gifting train commence. Insert Elmo with fire. GIF. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, everybody. Hey, girl, please. Hello. I was listening to you yesterday. I could not chat. I was busy. But yes, love your videos. Shout out to Girl Please. If you haven't checked out her channel and you like Chantal-related foodie beauty stuff, definitely check out the channel. If one of the mods would mind linking the channel, that would be really, really good. Thank you so much, everybody. Actually, before we get into it, I did say that I would tell you what all of your generosity was actually going to. I just needed to, hey, be like, what a baby you are here. I did say that I wanted to tell you what you were all doing. Mother of Baggins. Thank you so much. Elmo with the fire gif inserted. Mother Cluckers. Thank you so much. Sorry, one moment. So I needed to check with people that I could share the story, not necessarily a permission base, but it affects more than just me. So I didn't want to go ahead and like share details just, willy-nilly. Wait, who said, why am I not seeing everything? Hang on. What is going on here? I'm on live chat. What is going on? Thank you so much, Darkwick. Theory, official Chukin Sanctuary. You're partially correct. So in my last live, if you heard it, I'll keep this brief because we are here to watch Rachel. But in my last live, I said that my husband and I have actually been working towards a goal for 13 years, and we're actually in the 11th hour of this goal at the moment, which is surreal because it's been such a long time coming. And what we're doing, it's kind of grown and shifted and moved and merged over time. But basically what we're doing is going towards a completely off-grid homesteading lifestyle, which is the part that we've been working towards for all of these years. But in recent times, it's shifted a little bit because we're living quite close to my husband's grandparents, and they're getting elderly, and so they've offered us a little spot on their farm to set up, and with the intent that like essentially we won't need to pay rent while we're there, but we can also help them out as they proceed through their golden years. And that's really important to both of us because his grandfather is pretty much who we both want to grow up to be. He's a massive inspiration. He's such an incredible guy. But all of this with the plan to eventually have an animal rescue farm. And I want to basically set it up with like all different rescued animals and have it so that people can digitally sponsor them, and they can get updates and photos and all that kind of thing, just to try and improve animals' lives around us. You knew it. Yeah, so basically what we're doing at the moment, and why I say we're like in crunch mode, like it's all systems go all the time, is that thank you so much. Oh wow, that is so much. Thank you so much, Bridges and Trains. Sounds like the dream. Love your content. So excited to be here. Thank you so much. That's incredibly generous. Thank you. Yeah, like adopt a chicken. Yeah. But at the moment we can only have chickens, but that is not the ultimate goal in the long run. Inspiring. You have similar goals in your life. Yeah, such a huge animal lover. Me too. Yeah, so basically what we're doing at the moment and what I'm spending all of my time doing when I'm not here with all of you lovely cluckers and nuggets, is we're fixing up and completely renovating a 1976 caravan, but it's going to have so many luxuries in it, like a rainfall shower head. Oh my gosh. And like fully macerating composting toilet. And even my husband built this amazing thing where the bed can go up and down, like electrically. So like from the floor to the bed state. So there's so much going on, and we're on a little bit of a time crunch. And yeah, that's where all of the energy is going right now. And you are all helping so, so much. Mel, thank you so much. More than happy to help support my dream. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Not quite like a Murphy bed. So it's hard to describe. So the lounge room and bedroom are going to be a joint space. And what it is when the bed is lifted, it's a bed. And then when you drop it down, the bed frame becomes the floor. And I'm going to basically make a very elaborate folding bed into couch and ottoman setup, because nothing you can buy works. It's always those, those shitty thin mattresses that leave you with a sore back. I'm going to be modifying and upholstering a full mattress that when it's folded up looks completely like a couch. All you'll see is the upholstery, and then when it's down, it's a full bed. So I'm very excited to get to that. Just back from the gym, gonna be listening while you make dinner. Love it, girl. So yeah, that's what's going on at the moment. It's all very, very exciting. And once we're there, I'm going to be getting a second caravan, and it's going to become my most ideal craft space that I could possibly imagine. And I'm going to theme it like an enchanted wood. So when you go in, it's going to be all like greens and wood tones and dark and nice and cozy. Very fun. But yeah, so I wanted to share that with you all because, yeah, basically what you've had me doing is insulation this week. You made it to a live. Hello, 24 Carat. You live in South Dakota, so it's hard to align the time zones conveniently. I know. And I do 2 very different time zones, and I still manage to miss people. Need progress pictures. Unfortunately, I don't think that pictures are going to be appropriate for online. I would really love to, but I don't think that's necessarily a good idea for everybody who could see it, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. Anyway, on with the show, my nuggets. So, how's this poll going? 58% for Amber New, where am I? New accusations, which is the one that Rachel released 3 days ago. And I also want to, I'm just going to end this poll. And we're also going to take a look at a fellow called Taylor Reed. Oh, what's his name? Taylor Reed Sowers is somebody that actually 3 or 4 different nuggets sent me this video to check out. So we're just going to see if he fits the vibe. Apparently, he's kind of like a male Amber Lynn. You feel like this video is going to be rife with Rachel's classic hypocrisies. How did Amber say hypocrisy? I can't even mispronounce it the way she did. You were one of them. Yes, of course you were, King. Yeah. You were the first one that sent it through, actually, and then a few others. I'm like, oh, okay. No. What if he's a brother? Well, we'll find out. It's funny, when I'm looking at people to cover, it's this really intangible concept that I can't quite define. It's just like a feeling that I get where yes, this person is who I'm looking for, if that makes sense. You couldn't find him, Hippo something? Just popping in to say hello. Hi. Hi, Joke. You catch the replay. No problem. No problem. All right. Well, let's get started with this one. This one's only 28 minutes. So if we're all on the ball and responsible, we might be able to get through both of these videos. And we'll do another Rachel one on my Monday live stream. Okay. Oh, right. Sorry, the boys are already at it. I'll turn... Okay. Oh, and before we get into this...
Hello, dear viewer.
Shh. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I want Rachel's stats on... She's lost another 100 subscribers. It has slowed down a lot, though. A lot. I'm actually surprised it's still going down at this point. The boys are back in town. Yes, they are. Hi, you love the matrixy chicken fence background. 1 second of her voice and you're irritated. Oh, geez, you know a Taylor who's from a former professional wrestler named Diamond Dallas Page's show Change or Die? And long story short, he turned out to be a manipulative liar. Well, you'll have to tell me if it's the same person. Okay, all right. Without further ado, I'm going to speed her up just a scooch. If it's too much, I'll take it down again. But last time in the video before this, she was talking really fast, like really fast. So let me know how this goes for you.
At the end of my last video, I promised that I would react to Amberlynn Reed's most recent live stream where she came back on her own channel. However, I tried. I genuinely tried. I sat down here yesterday and started filming, and I just kept repeating myself, and it was so boring, and I decided, sod that, so I stopped filming, and I thought I'll just wait for something else to happen, something worth talking about. And unfortunately, something has now happened. Actually, two things have happened. The first thing is she used the R slur, which we're going to talk about in this video, and the other thing is she's accused another person of inappropriate behaviour. This person is Dalton, who's somebody who she has a history with. If you guys don't know who that is, I'll tell you about it when we get to that section, but first we're going to discuss this use of the R slur. There's also a couple...
All hail the beacon of Amberlynn knowledge. Is everybody listening? Is everybody giving the appropriate respect? Because Rachel knows all. Also, can I just have a small rant about the R slur? So, because I've been watching largely American reaction channels, actually almost all, in the years leading up to my channel being created. And of course, Chantel has been, using the R slur all over the place as well. And she said, it was a thing in the 90s and American reaction channels are like, was it a thing? And I'm like, here to tell you, as an Aussie, can't speak for Canadians, as an Aussie, the R slur was absolutely part of regular vernacular. It really was. However, like many words of past decades, it is no longer relevant or appropriate to use and should be left in the 90s. Rachel, the all-knowing expert. Hello, Southern Benita. You're not late at all. We're just getting started because we've just, talked for 20 minutes.
Couple of other things that have happened, like she fell over in the shower and Keemstar's told her she's not allowed to live stream on her own channel, so we're going to talk about that stuff at the end of the video as well. Okay, here we go. So this morning I woke up to this DM. Somebody wrote, react to this rancid ableist rarity killing cow saying the R slur please, and it's true. Amberlynn Reed on this episode of LolCow Live, which was broadcast last night, she is talking to somebody and she uses the R slur. Fair warning, I'm going to show you the clip without it beeped just so that you can see her say it. It did happen. Here it is.
You're gonna kill the fucking cat, you dumb fuck. Look at you. You look fucking retarded.
Oh, you are nasty today. What the fuck has gone into you?
Now, this word has been used a lot in the LCU and also...
Actually, I take exception with how much Amber's been dropping the F-bomb lately. Like, you know how she shifts her language? Sorry, one moment. She shifts her language with whoever she's around, right? We know that. And I think it took exactly 2 days of interacting with the LCU people before she started saying bro and F this and F that. And don't get me wrong, it is my most favorite swear word. It really is. But it's like sometimes every second word she says, and without manner of exaggeration. Same in the Caribbean among all sorts of homophobic rhetoric. You had to unlearn so much shit. I feel that, girl, please. I really do.
I've been looking for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to mute my phone. That's my email response. The courier from Skyrim brings me my emails. So much of the time she's speaking, the energy of every word is so inauthentic and forced. I love the F-bomb, and somehow she makes it suck because it's so inauthentic. That's true. FYI, you may want to go to the beginning later. Oh, to hear what I'm up to. Thank you, LV. If anybody cares. I don't know if people care. Hello, Cramblings! I added a few more mods, so I should generally have a mod in every live stream now. Yeah, you're originally from Florida. You can't tell me how much you heard that word hurled around, even at you as an autistic person. Oh. Yeah. It's kind of like, I think what was popular in the 90s as well, the use of the word gay, and it's not, I don't think it was directly meaning to be linked to gay people, but the way it was used is obviously, you know, oh, that's gay or something like that. It's a negative connotation, and that has subtext to it, as does the R slur. Bring back dipshit. Darcy, I actually use dipshit. I do. You love opening the live streams and hearing my boys. I'm so glad. Because there's nothing I can do about them. They crow. You remember people would spell it G-E-Y to separate it from homosexuality. I've never seen that. At this point, you're starting to believe Rachel's partner is just a mannequin with a picture of her own face taped to it. Emily's voice notes playing from the speakers prove me wrong. Oh, Mother of Baggins. That tracks. Why would you use a slur when cluckwit exists? Agreed. Totally agree. I've started, because I say cluck so much on this channel, I've actually started accidentally using that in real life. And this is everything you need to know about me. The people around me, IRL, totally accept that from me. They don't give me weird looks. It's just like, yep. No, that's Vera. We're good. Thank you so much, Southern Bonita.
Also in popular culture, it just seems to have made a big comeback, which isn't cool with me personally. Back in 2025, Joe Rogan used it on his podcast, and then Elon Musk used it when he was speaking with a reporter, and it basically just kind of took off. Following Elon Musk saying it in this interview with the reporter, use of the R slur doubled overnight on Twitter, and it's clear that some people are trying to...
LV, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, more gifted memberships. That's too many. That's 10 now. Thank you so much. Teal Bricks, Sonica, Cramblings. Hey, Cramblings. Dizzy Spooks and Highland Hill, all gifted memberships, courtesy of LV. Thank you so much. Can we get some chicken butts to celebrate the gifted memberships if you've got them? Otherwise, chicken emoji, peach emoji will suffice. Thank you so much.
Bring it back, right? And in my opinion, that's gross, scummy, unnecessary. With thousands of other words that you could use, I don't think there is a good argument for using the R slur. The only time people use it is when they're trying to be edgy and attention seeky, and in this world of rage bait, it's become super, super awesome and super cool to just use the R word and be like, well, I don't care, be mad if you want, right? Foodie Beauty's been using it for a long time. Lots of people use it. I don't like it. I've read a bunch of stuff about it, different people's opinions, and in my opinion, if you use it, you're a scumbag. You just don't need to, and it's offensive. I think it's ableist. I don't like it. There's an interesting article by CNN. I'll link it downstairs. I'll put it here so you can see what it is. But basically,
we are a research queen. Yes, we are. I do agree with her on this. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's been well determined that it's a slur at this point in this day and age. Leave it alone. Although, interestingly, I was listening to Charlie Gold's live stream the other day, and apparently, I don't know if it's the case in Australia. I have not researched this yet, but apparently Indigenous is considered a slur at this point. Now, this is actually a word that our government uses for our Aboriginal nation that we have, but now I'm wondering if I should just call them OG Aussies at this point. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Has anybody heard this? I don't know if it's considered a slur. The R slur had the same tame connotations as stupid or idiot in the 90s and 2000s. Yeah. It was culturally negotiated out after people said it hurt. Things moved slowly before social media. Yeah, they did. They really did. You haven't heard that being a slur? You don't think anyone would disagree with Rachel here, but the problem is she's proven that who she is on camera and off are two different people. Well said, Bridges and Trains. I don't trust she actually believes what she says. Yeah, I agree. Everything starts to come into question, doesn't it? Indigenous is not a slur in Canada. I don't know. Yeah, how did it become a slur? I don't know. This is just what somebody was saying in her chat, and apparently people got quite heated about it. So I haven't researched it yet, but I will educate myself because I am an educated chicken. For some First Nation people, they consider it a slur. Yeah, I'm not sure what our Aboriginal communities think of that. Oh, yes, LV, I know that one. I know that. Because that doesn't mean something very nice. Right, that's interesting, KY Dad. You have a PhD. I love how it's in your name, so we can't doubt it, for sure. Yeah. In cultural studies from the US, this is your first time hearing Indigenous as a slur. Interesting, interesting. I do think overall, First Nation people in most, colonized countries did have a very, very bad time. And Australia was no exception, unfortunately. At the end of the day, you just want everyone to be happy and kind to one another. I feel that. I agree with that. Wide Ride over on Twitch. Indigenous might be one of those that varies by community. Some tribes in the US still refer to themselves as Indians. That's interesting. Yeah. So perhaps Indigenous is a slur within some communities, but not worldwide yet. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, everybody pay attention to the educated queen. She's doing research for us.
Basically, it's like an article where they talk about the history of the word and how it became more popular. And if you have a look at the kind of areas of the internet where it started to become more popular, a lot of it was far right circles where people think they can do whatever the hell they want. This CNN article is interesting and just gives you like some history of the use of the word and how it's come back. And I just thought some of you might want to read it, so I'll pop it in the description. But suffice to say, I think people shouldn't be using it. And I especially think people shouldn't be using it when they have a history of claiming ableism. We've seen Amberlynn Reed claim that she's a victim of ableism many times on her own YouTube channel. channel. Granted, that content is all now gone, but she has also done it since she moved over onto the LCU. In a clip I'll show you now where Fupa Cheese, one of her fellow co-hosts, is telling her that she's going to die because of her weight, a statement which I would say is an objective fact. Amber responds like this.
Bitch, you were fat.
Dead Not Sleeping, you've heard differing opinions on the word queer and LGBT plus communities too. That is probably because that is a reclaimed word. So they've claimed that as one of their words, but it was originally many decades ago used as a slur. So that's probably why some people still have negative connotations to it. You identify as queer, as a trans and bi person. Well, there you go. Good to know, Asha. I say they like like I'm not part of that community. I have this weird thing in my mind where I feel like legitimately sexuality doesn't really matter. It's a concept that happens within yourself and between you and your partner or partners, and that's what matters. I don't necessarily subscribe to the need to label anything. And if you do, that's fine. I'm not saying this is just for me personally, but it causes me to, I think, not identify necessarily with the LGBT plus community, even though technically I probably should. I'm just me. I'm just over here being me, doing me. It's all good. You identify as queer too. You respect people who feel comfortable with the word, but ultimately it's your choice to take it back, 100%. Yeah, but it absolutely was a slur at one point. You feel like that's a very Gen X type take, but maybe that's just you. Which, mine or somebody else's? You're very much the same mind. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I don't think it factors. I actually have deep respect. Joan Jett has never, all through all of the decades, never outwardly acknowledged her sexuality in any way. Because her stance is, why does it matter? Why do you want to know? And I kind of have a lot of respect for that. It's like, yeah, why are people asking? Why do people want to know what you're doing in the bedroom? It's weird. Mind your own business. Oh, right. Yeah, about label. Yeah, I don't know. I feel the same way with, like personality disorders or mental health conditions, or unless you're needing to actually be medicated or have it for some sort of system, I also don't feel the need to be diagnosed with anything for exactly the same reason, because it's just like, I'm over here managing myself, doing my own thing. It doesn't factor, so I don't need to have the label. If something serves my life, I keep it. If something is hindering me, holding me back in some way, I change it. And that's kind of all I need to know at this point. Same no label you've tried fit right, so you stop searching. Fair. It can be powerful to be loud about being queer, for example, because it's been so oppressed and dangerous in the past. Valid. Very valid. Yeah. But, it's a live and let live philosophy, just as I don't necessarily feel the need to label myself. I'm in all of the support if other people want to label themselves. It doesn't matter. None of it, just let people be happy, let people be themselves if they're not hurting anyone. And you'll never convince me that any sort of sexuality or trans identity is going to hurt people. So, yes, that's what I think on that. Rant over.
That too. Who
I'm as
cares?
fat as you, bitch. I'm smaller than both of you fucks.
Well, I'm 282.
If you think that's all life is, I don't know what to say about it.
And if you think you're gonna live much longer at that weight, then you're sadly mistaken.
and you're fatphobic and ableist, and I feel really bad for your heart and your soul because it's gonna go to
Everyone should be
hell.
fatphobic. It's not good
I
to be
hope that
fat.
you fucking are renting out a fucking bed in hell because you'll be there.
See you there, bitch.
Amber also claimed that she was a victim of ableism when people were taking the piss out of the method that she uses to allegedly wipe her ass, involving the sink corner and some washcloths.
So listen.
I know, and see, that's why I don't like talking about the whole washcloth thing. I think there's a lot of differently abled people in the world doing what they need to do to survive, to look after themselves, to just generally get through life, and it's why I don't like to sorry, what is that? Twitch is still running? What's wrong with it, LV? I can see it. It all looks fine. Let me know. What do you mean? What was I talking about? Oh no, I've lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? No, fully gone. Sidetracked and it disappeared. Oh yes, washcloths. Yes, so people are doing what they need to do, thank you, to just get through life. And I don't want to make comment on how people do things because there's many a different way of looking after oneself that if it works for you, that's great. And I don't want anybody who's listening to my lives or my videos to go, oh, that's talking about me, now I feel bad about something I'm doing, because I don't think that benefits anyone. The thing that's funny, quote unquote funny, about Amber doing it is the entitlement, and also not funny, but the way that she was using it to control a partner. That's what's the issue with Amber. And the fact that she was stealing other people's washcloths and then not washing them but throwing them away. Anyway, so all of that is what's wrong with this situation. And what bothers me, and Rachel does it too, is when people only talk about the use of the washcloth and they talk about the logistics of the washcloth, but they're not talking about or putting enough emphasis on the bit that actually matters. Oh good, oh good. Yeah, you don't care how Amber takes care of her hygiene, but you do care that she speaks in a way that reinforces shame and ableist ideas. Yeah. Not bleaching the counter. Hello, Ariel. You're not that late, don't worry. We're talking about washcloths. What a time to enter. You do think it's worth pointing out the hygiene issues of people who deny there's a problem, like Eugenia and the diaper claims, because people should know about the consequences, but Amber admits her health is bad. Yeah, my point being, I don't think that it's wise to blanket make fun of somebody for a way that they need to look after themselves, is probably more my point. It's not about washcloths, it's really about the imposition on others. Agreed. It's the behavior around it. Stealing, not cleaning up after herself, making others do it when she's capable herself to do laundry and wash a surface. 100%. That's the part that if we're going to laugh at, that's the part, not the washcloth in particular. Because I'm sure that we all know, or at least know of somebody who's differently abled, and sometimes daily life, normal routine things can actually look quite different. There's nothing wrong with that. But the fact that Amber is in a self-imposed situation, you know, leaving allowance for mental health conditions of a certain variety, she's really not helping herself either. Amber is very ableist. You've seen it time and time again. Yeah, she is. I wonder if there's an element of either denial or maybe disgust upon herself. Like maybe the things she's saying outwards are actually a projection of how she views herself inside. You swear if Amber and Foodie just reliable stood up, Shanty, and did basic life tasks, they would lose weight. Yeah, cleaning is a great workout. It always, because my husband deals with his own little set of childhood trauma. You got to have things in common. Unfortunately, that's one of them. But his mother was a type to, like, you know, slam cupboard doors and clean furiously and things like that. And so I try not to trigger his trauma, but I really like to bustle, like, I mean, go full force when I clean, just to use it as a workout, because I figure if I'm going to do something I don't enjoy, I'm going to make it a damn good workout. You have a different take on the washcloth situation, because if you covered Amber, you would drag that behavior every chance you get, because how can you be feisty and unable to wipe and wash your ass? Yeah, my stance is, and look, I'm never going to be here to tell other creators how to speak or whatever, you know, that we're all different, and I love that about us. My take is just, I would hate for somebody who is listening to also be using that and feel that I'm speaking down to them. Not that I think that anybody should apply what's said about Amber to themselves, but I worry about these things. But that's just my style. You have a delay. It might be just different platforms doing that, LV. You genuinely think if Amber was more able-bodied and mobile, she would be dangerous? I agree. But I don't think she will let herself do that, because I think she's legitimately afraid of being accountable within her own life. And losing weight would mean that she wouldn't be as easily able to avoid adulting. Finally got caught up. Hello from Scotland. Hi. As a disabled person, Amber claiming herself disabled makes you uncomfortable. I have a conscience. I do, unfortunately. The washcloth thing made sense sorta when it came out, but bidets have become more mainstream in the US since then. Medical bidets for her weight have always been within her means. That's a valid take, Aqua. I agree. But yeah, long story short, people are going to do what they need to do to get by. Amber is ridiculous because of her entitlement, her lying, her so many. I could not even rattle all of the shit off, but that's why she's ridiculous. That's what we focus on. And as for Rachel, I don't know. No better at this point?
Imagine the sink thing was real, which it's not. That is just like straight up ableist and gross.
And those of you who've seen Amber's own channel and have been watching her for a long time will remember her claiming that she's a victim of ableism over and over and fucking over again on her own channel, among other accusations like fat phobia. She uses these in general to try and deflect from her own shitty behaviour. But I think that this is why hearing Amberlynn Reed using the R word was particularly like, what the hell, to me, because after spending years on her own YouTube channel claiming that she's a victim of ableism, she's making it clearer and clearer every day that in fact she is the ableist piece of shit. For example, she said to Tina, who's another LCU host who is an amputee, "At least I have legs, bitch."
Christ, what the fuck is going on?
Oof. Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. Especially considering, in most circumstances, being an amputee is not by choice. Or at least not by decent choice. You honestly have so many takes and things you could say that don't fit in the YouTube chat character limit. At this point, you should just make your own channel. Yes. Do you know, that's what actually decided me to make this channel. I was watching a lot of reaction channels and nobody was saying the things that I was thinking. And I'm like, no, I've got to get these out. These need to leave my mouth. I need to talk about them with people. I love that, LB. We're just getting started on a video. 46 minutes in. Hey, we've done nearly 5 minutes. We're good. Amber is stuck on LC. She's not going anywhere. Yeah, seems like that at the moment. You love the variety of channels, love the thoughtful breakdowns here, and also BPD is hilarious. Yeah, that's what I like about the community too. Although there are, I really want to make it clear that although there are channels that I watch that say things that I would never say, it's, I think, to be celebrated, all of those differences. There's a channel out there for everybody and every mood, and it's cool. It's very cool. Yes, oh my god, if I can't fit my thoughts into the character limit, I just devolve into general question marking to express your trapped feelings.
On
You
here.
got 2 legs, bitch.
I got 2 legs too, bitch. Hey, and I can kick mine. Can you kick your big fucking legs, bitch?
And now, on top of that, she's just using the R slur. I reckon the fact that she did it on Locale Live made her feel like maybe people wouldn't pick up on it, but we all know that Locale Live is where locales go to solidify their status, and of course, Amber has done that fantastically. I predicted that joining the LCU would be the beginning of her descent, and it looks like I might have been right. Just give it time, and she'll probably start using the N-word, but claiming that it's not racist.
That's not a big call, Rachel. We all saw that it was going to be her descent. That's not a hot take, it's not a unique take, it's not an insightful take.
Racist because she's got black friends or because she pronounces it with an A instead of a hard R. Do me a fucking favour. I personally think that it is very fucking poor from Amber Reed, of all people, to be using the R word, especially when she's leaned on this ableism defence over and fucking over again with regards to herself. But now she's totally fine using this word. This word is provocative, it's offensive to many people, it's not required. You could use any other word, and the fact that she chose specifically to use this word, it's a choice. It's a choice, and it shows a lot about her as a person. I think it does. She'll just say it's a joke, or that it's not her fault because it rubbed off on her because the other hosts in the LCU are using it. Although I think it's absolutely gross that she's started using this word, it's not surprising to me whatsoever.
Yes, she did say flavor. I was gonna let it slide. I was gonna take the high ground and be like, okay, she misspoke. But no, this has come up in the chat now. So yes, she did say, do me a clucking flavor. Amber doing bad things is bad. Rachel, educated philosophy queen. You prefer Vera? Me. To other reactors, the mean girl energy a lot of them have puts you off. Yeah. I do come down pretty hard on Rachel. And I definitely come down on hard for anybody that does any mistreatment to animals. But there is room for people to grow here, always. No, Vera, you don't understand. It's a hot and important take because Rachel has said it. You know what, 24 Carat, you're right. I'm going to check myself and, yes. Eliza Day. Hang on. This is a song lyric? Is it actually your name, or are you referencing a song lyric? Now I'm trying to remember what song it was. Oh, The Wild Roses, Kylie Minogue and Nick Cave? Sorry, epic side quest here. I got yes. Kylie, yes. Her name was Eliza Day. I'm with you. Sorry, that fully distracted me. That would have been bugging me. There are some channels you go for tea, some for laughs, some for certain updates, but Vera is my favorite channel. Oh, thank you. To go to for the most measured conversations. Oh, nice. Yes. It's a great song. It's a really good song. You do not claim Rachel. because you have a philosophy degree. Did you actually learn the philosophy and apply it to your life? We do. It's a lovely community.
Whatever. Curious what you guys think, let me know in the comments. Let's move on to the next topic, which is Dalton. I don't know what's more shocking, the R-word use or this Dalton situation. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about here, it's actually pretty important and quite fascinating, and it's going to make up the main bulk of this video. So what happened, for those of you who don't know, is back in 2025, it was revealed by one of Amber Lynn's then friends, Alexis, that Amber Lynn had had phone relations with a guy called Dalton. Alexis shared screenshots of the conversations between herself and Amber, as well as a video of Dalton himself, face included, face and voice, which Amber had sent to Alexis, and it was a video of Dalton saying that he was going to drive all the way to Oklahoma to bring Amber ice cream. She's not beating the Feedy allegations anytime soon, go figure. Alexis even shared a voice note where we hear Amber telling Alexis what happened.
Oh my god.
In my research of this particular kind of predilection, I learned that apparently it's actually a really big scene amongst gay men in particular. Obviously, I don't mean a large proportion of gay men are into this predilection, but within the community, it seems to be more skewed towards gay men. I found that very interesting, and I wonder if there's some kind of psychological phenomenon that's happening behind that. Oh, hello, Isabel. Welcome in. You haven't missed too much. Rachel used to be your go-to reaction channel because you bought her bullshit. Don't worry, many of us did. But once her mask slipped and you saw her for what she is, I ended up becoming your go-to. Oh, thank you. You are in good company there. If Rachel says, I find this fascinating or I find this interesting one more time, you're going to kick this laptop off the counter. Girl, please. Laptops are expensive. Rachel is not worth the rage. Look after your laptop. Rachel will be like people with low empathy, the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah.
He's a subscriber type deal type situation, and I think that he might have a fetish for the bigger girlies, and he's super attractive. I can say that. You can look at him and you can be like, oh yeah, he's cutie. Well, we exchanged numbers. I was super freaking drunk. He ended up calling me, and we had a little moment that rhymes with tone pecs. Yeah, it happened. It is not my finest moment. I have been extremely lonely. I have been confused. I have been going through it. I am literally heartbroken over two people at once. I have been turning to alcohol. I felt lonely, and he made me feel like I was the hottest thing ever. And it just kind of happened. It is what it is.
And you can hear in this clip that Amber feels some trepidation about what she did. She claims that she's a lesbian and therefore she shouldn't have done it. You can see this conversation here where she's saying that Dalton is saying the sweetest stuff to her, but she's a lesbian. Her argument seems to be, I'm a lesbian, therefore I would never be interested in Dalton. This is after she's...
In life, I think we can put rules on ourselves and kind of put ourselves into boxes that then we feel like we can't operate outside of. And when you really look at them closely and analyze these rules that we put on ourselves, usually they're completely self-inflicted and don't need to be there. And I think people with OCD is a really good example of doing this, because the entire being existence is a set of rules. But when you look at them, they don't need to be there. They really don't. The world is not going to fall apart if they're not completed. And I wonder, it seems like lesbian is a box that Amber has put herself into. And I kind of wonder about the motive behind that, because the thing is, I think this is my take. You feel free to disagree with it or not. Sexuality is very complex, which again is why I feel like labels, whatever, I don't think it matters. But you can have a preferred gender to have long-term relationships with, and generally speaking, observe both or all genders, right? I feel like, I wonder if it's due to trauma, like past trauma that she's gone through or what, but it seems like this box that she's put herself in, labeled lesbian, may not be necessarily the one that she should be in. Or any box at all. You don't care about Amber's sexuality? I don't either. But again, I think the way she reinforces ideas around biphobia, like she does around ableism, is the issue. I agree. Yeah. I think you're referring to romantic orientation versus sexual. They don't always align. Yes, actually, yes. That's a good way to put it. So romantically, long term, she prefers women, but generally, attention from, flirting with, dalliances with, maybe it doesn't matter. Feels rooted in misogyny, wanting to please men. I've seen that play out in real life. Being bisexual to, you know, play into the male fantasy. You agree you're demisexual primarily towards women, but you married your husband because of his more feminine qualities. Interesting. There you go. Types, alliances, you know. She's a bi-list. She has daddy issues. Mother of Baggins made you chuckle. Mother of Baggins frequently sends me into giggle fits. If you remember correctly, Amber has said in the past that she was sexually mistreated by a male family member, and you think that she probably had some trauma there. Potentially. Potentially. Women terrify you. You end up attracting people who remind you of your mother or sister, and you're over it right away. Oh no. Needs more self-esteem to know herself, maybe. Yeah. And like, maybe there's a, because Amber always works on what she feels in that moment, right? Whatever is in her head, whatever she feels in the moment is how she acts, how she believes she is. And I wonder if there's almost like a safety blanket with the concept of being with women compared to with being with men. And maybe she's just taking the easy path like she always does, or her perceived easy path, to think that, well, she understands women, she doesn't understand men. Maybe, I don't know. None of it really matters in the long term. I think specifically the putting rules on yourself should always be challenged. Even if they're like silly ones, like, oh no, I can't have that cup of coffee because it's 8 p.m. at night. You know, like, it may be that having a cup of coffee at 8 p.m. at night will not serve you well, but it doesn't mean that the rule shouldn't be challenged, if that makes sense. And then you can decide consciously whether the rule should be there.
Already had phone sex with him. Now listen, gay as I am, I'm not the lesbian police. It's not for me to sit here and tell somebody else what their sexuality is. I suspect that Fupa Cheese was probably right when she said that Amber would date a tree if it looked at her right.
You would be with a fucking tree if it looked at you the right way.
I think that if Amber is honest with herself, she probably doesn't even know what her sexual orientation is, because she's just so used to choosing partners based on who she can manipulate. And there is some very apparent, very deep misogyny rooted in Amber, which...
Oh, stop it, Rachel. I agree with you. Oh. Damn it.
I think probably stems from her late relationship or lack thereof with her own father, but at the same time, that's just conjecture. It's not for me to tell anyone what their sexuality is, right? I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. But it is important that we all know that Amber claims to be a lesbian for this story. So basically, it was revealed that Amber had this interaction with this guy, and Amber herself addressed it on her own channel.
Do you still talk to Dalton? Oh my god, wait, stop right now. How do you know about Dalton? Lex exposed your combos and voice notes about Dalton? You know what? I might actually make a YouTube video about this whole situation. I hate that like Dalton's real name is like out into the world, because I would have never done that. I would have made up a name, obviously, because that's what I do. I want to respect people. I know in the
the audacity of Rachel to make sense. I know, but see, let's not forget that this is why we started watching her in the first place, because she does have some good takes. Not always, but some. And she does present them in a fairly level-headed way. The problem is that underlying person that we now know she is, that she really hasn't demonstrated any growth from, nor has she actually done a decent apology for all of those things. Because I'm sorry, my nuggets, I cannot consider that apology video an actual apology. She probably has certain ideas in her head and headspace about men versus women. You can't believe you came here from... What is RHOSLC? And these people are killing more brain cells. Settles in.
the past, I have not done that. I was in my 20s and I was dumb. And I'm telling you, when you grow up, I'm in my mid fucking 30s, maturity finds you and you learn people's boundaries. You just learn how to be more respectful and like the whole 9 yards. And anyways.
I also think it's important, sorry to keep pausing, I also think it's important that even if you've defined yourself in a way, you shouldn't feel restricted that you can't then do something else. You know, and I think it's problematic with the way Rachel and Amber conduct themselves because they are such right fighters. It means that anytime they should want to change their mind or change their behavior, it feels like it makes it impossible to make that change. And it's like, you know, I don't know, I like to dress in black. I define myself as a goth. I mean, I do, but like not your typical traditional goth anymore. But that doesn't mean that I can't then turn around and wear bright colors, right? I'm not trapped in that rule. And yeah, I think that is a core problem of how they conduct themselves. Considering she had a video on how to do a good apology, her apology was dog shit. I actually did a video on her how to do videos and then lined up her apologies, her video on apologies with her actual apologies. It was a lot of fun. Very fun video. You hate that Amber and you are the same age? Oh, but are you further ahead? I bet you are. Grown-up goth. Functional goth. Functional country goth is what it is. Farm goth, yeah. Which equates to like usually black top, black leggings, black gumboots is pretty much my outfit. Amber considered not being a lesbian when she started dating Jade. It was theorized, that Jade was poly and bi, wasn't she? And wanted to be a throuple with another man. Which is very foodie beauty with what's his face and what's her face? I've forgotten their names. Girl, please, where are you? You know, she was bi for that reason and only that reason. You're a million things. A single definition wouldn't cover what you are. I agree with that as well. And everybody's in the same space. Very few people are that straightforward to be able to be summed up in a sentence. As far as Arrested Development, no one surpasses Nova though. I did check out Nova. He wasn't voted in for who to cover. Rachel was. Hence this. Yes, that's them, Dee Dee and Nada. You think poly is a mid-20s thing and you get over it? Oh, I don't know. I've known some people to the contrary. Yep, what Girl Please just said. I'm not repeating that on my channel, but yes, exactly. You're washing your hands.
Now, it's quite funny and ironic here to hear Amber say that she's matured from her 20s and she wouldn't want to disrespect anyone. Don't make me fucking laugh. Using her 20s as an excuse is her MO, and disrespecting people is something she has no problem doing, which we're about to prove in a second. But anyway, on her own channel, she talked about it again. Now, this is quite crucial. So she used to do this series on her channel called Let's Talk, and in 2025, about mid-2025, somebody in Let's Talk, I believe episode 4, asked Amber this. They say, "So you're saying Dalton took advantage of you? I thought you said he was a good person." And this is Amber's response.
Dalton took advantage of you? I thought you said he was a good person. Not once did I ever say that Dalton took advantage of me. I said that I was drunk.
So there we have Amber saying that Dalton didn't take advantage of her, that she never claimed that, and that she was simply drunk.
And I hate that Alexis shared my voice memos, but didn't share her voice memos, might I add. I guess I just wanted to feel something other than the sadness and the depression I was going through in that moment. Alexis using this situation and this person, it's not tea, it's cruel. Like Dalton is genuinely such a great person. And, sweet, attractive, attentive, kind, nice home, nice car, good job, the whole nine. I'm actually grateful for that experience. I'm grateful that it was with someone like him.
And there are several places over her time on YouTube.
Does she not know what ironic means? Probably not. She doesn't know what subjective and objective means, so let's add ironic to the list. Most people think the Alanis version of ironic is real. It's wrong. Isabel, did you see she was called out in an interview for that years later? And Alanis Morissette's answer to that was, oh no, the fact that everything was not ironic in the song Ironic is what was ironic. Whose birthday? Wait, did I miss? Mono, it was your birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. Can we get some celebration emojis? Happy birthday. Was it a good one? Okay, my nuggets, I just need to take Maxie out. So I'm going to let this video play, but I'll just be a couple of minutes, okay?
Where Amber has said that Dalton is a good person and that he would never do anything wrong to anyone, she reiterates firmly that he's a good person. But I digress. On the most recent episode of Lolcow Bus, this one here, Amber is discussing her lesbianism. I will talk a little bit more about that near the end of the video for those of you who care about my opinion on that. In this video, Amber is basically talking about how she is a real lesbian, but she gets hit on by men all the time.
How can one be a fake lesbian?
I don't know.
Since I was 18, I'm 30 fucking 5, bro. I get hit on by men all the time. My girlfriend's proof of that. My mom's proof of that. They're literally there when it happens. And I'm always like, I'm a lesbian, I'm sorry.
As you can hear there, she's basically trying to prove to her co-hosts and the viewers that no, she is gay, she is a lesbian. That's what she's trying to do here. As she's talking in a second, you'll see she looks away at the chat, and this is what somebody in the chat said. This person here, Kate Bugged, said Dalton, Amber, as in Dalton. Remember Dalton, the guy that you had phone sex with? You can see Amber look down at the chat, and then she addresses this Dalton thing, and here is what she says.
Dalton? Okay, so there was this guy, right? And I was super lonely for the first time in my life. I was genuinely lonely. I was living alone for the first time ever. And him and I, we became friends. Then he got super flirty. And one night I had 8 buzzballs. I'm genuinely surprised I didn't die. Honest to God. He ended up taking advantage of me. We had phone sex. It is what it is. And I regretted it so much. And this guy, not only was he attractive, if anyone looked at him, you would know, that's an attractive guy. He had an amazing house, an amazing job, an amazing car. He was willing to come visit me, all this crazy stuff. If I was straight or bisexual or pansexual or whatever, he would have been the perfect boyfriend, but I'm not. It made me feel sick. It made me feel like something, it just did not feel right. And I completely stopped talking to him because I'm not into men.
And this is where Amber makes this accusation. It's very simple. It's very short. She slips it in there. It's almost blink and you miss it. But you hear her say that Dalton took advantage of her.
He ended up taking advantage of me. We had phone sex. It is what it is.
Now, this is directly contrary to her previous statements where she said that Dalton didn't take advantage of her and that he was a good person. So why, suddenly, in this episode of Lolcow Bus, is she claiming that he did take advantage of her? I mean, how much more do you need me to show beyond this clip where she says that he didn't take advantage?
Not once did I ever say that Dalton took advantage of me. I said that I was drunk.
And then this one where she says that he did.
He ended up taking advantage of me. We had phone sex. It is what it is.
I'm actually grateful for that experience. I'm grateful that it was with someone like him.
I regretted it so much.
So when Alexis shared this information and she first addressed this, she claims that Dalton did not take advantage of her, but then later, when she's on Lolcow Bus and it suits her narrative, trying to prove, no, guys, I am a real lesbian. That time that I had that
Thank you so much for your patience with that. He's such a good boy. He does ask to go out. Why does any of this matter though? Like, what is a quote unquote real lesbian? Like, do you get a special card, like a membership card if you sign up, right? Sexuality is not that black and white. For the vast majority of people, sexuality is not that black and white. Speaking in circles, Rachel. Do you know, in my last Rachel video, I did the counter trying to say, you know, one of these must be a lie. It's either this or this. And I was trying to hit 10 iterations of the same thing, saying the same thing. And I struggled. I got to 7. I was so disappointed with myself. It's really hard to do what she does, being this redundant over and over. If you get enough punches in your lesbian card, you get a free coffee. Where do I sign up? I want a free coffee. Oh dear. You all crack me up. Rachel is the lesbian police. Oh my gosh. Now I'm tearing up. I cannot.
That interaction with a man, I was actually coerced into it. I was actually being taken advantage of. I promise, I'm super, super gay. Please believe me, that guy just took advantage of me. When it suits her narrative, she's willing to say it. It's just more proof that Amber will say one thing and then say the opposite thing when it helps.
Okay, so the fascinating, this was a research rabbit hole for me for a while. If you think of, like, you know, the Kinsey scale, I'm imagining, based on the way a lot of you are talking, you probably know the Kinsey scale. And if you think of sexuality as a bell curve, where at one end you've got really, really straight, would never consider anything other than, you know, the opposite gender to yourself. And then at the other very far end, you've got really, really super gay, you know, where you would never look outside of your own gender. But then there's this massive bell curve that goes up, and people are going to fall somewhere in that. And unless you're at the very far ends of where this lands, it's not that black and white. Don't get started with fascinating as well. I'm sorry. It was my word first. She stole it. Don't go asking questions we don't want the answers to. I am one, and having this conversation is fantastic. Are you like the super, super gay kind, LV? Like super gay? And did you get a free coffee? Oh dear. Oh my god. Teenager me wondering why my Kinsey score was not straight. And that curve is like zooming in on a picture of space. There's always infinitely more possibilities. True. It's not just on a 2-dimensional graph, it's on a 3-dimensional one. What did you come back into? I don't know, like super gay lesbians or something? I don't know. There's masculine energy and feminine energy to factor in. Yeah. There really is. Yeah, ALR called herself a gold star lesbian. I'm sorry, this imagery. Every time you say like gold star, sorry. Called herself a gold star lesbian the other day because she's never actually gone all the way. She has a very straight man view of lesbianism. And see, that makes me wonder too, that if she's never progressed like all the way through with a man, is she not wanting to like entertain the idea of being with a man, not because she's not attracted to them, but because she's worried that she won't know what to do? And there might be fears associated with that, where maybe she feels like she's missed a milestone and now she's really good at being, well, quote unquote, really good with being with women, or really experienced with being with women. Yeah, does that make sense what I'm trying to say? Bridges and trains. Thank you so much. That's far too much. Thank you. That's so incredibly generous. Did it not do your message? I only got now. Please comment if there was supposed to be a message with that. I will look for your name. Actually, mods, if I miss it, can you tell me it was there? Thank you. I appreciate that so much. You stopped using hard labels years ago, was convinced you only liked women, yet your husband and you celebrated 7 years this year. So, not super lesbian, right? No gold star for you, Aqua. You feel very seen in this chat tonight. Yeah, I agree. I think, I don't know, labels trap you into something in my experience. Yes, holy moly, that was a big one. I know, so generous. I never feel like the words that I have to thank you are sufficient, and I feel this awkwardness, like I need to be more grateful. And I love you all so much for what you're doing. Thank you. Vera, you gatekeeping lesbianism. Hey, I gatekeep nothing. You be you. That's what I care about. I am gatekeeping rules that you put on yourself. But yeah, mods, please let me know if there's another comment that I missed from Bridges and Trains, just in case there was supposed to be one in there, because it didn't come through for some reason. You can't be more grateful you're getting the attention because you do good work. Oh, thank you as well. You also feel like labels matter less when you're married. Yeah. I'm married to a man myself, and as far as the world sees, when they look at me, they put one label on it. It's, I don't know. None of it matters because I've chosen my person.
Helps her version of events, or helps her explain what she's trying to say. Her narrative in this Lolcow Bus episode is prove that you are gay, and accusing Dalton of taking advantage of her helps to bolster her argument that she didn't really want to have this interaction with him, and that, no, don't worry guys, I am a lesbian, I was taken advantage of, right? That's what she's trying to say here. And now the thing is, this really fucking matters. Because of Alexis, Dalton's name and face were out on the internet. If you go looking for them, you can find them, his full face and his name. And Amber, despite saying when Alexis released this that she was annoyed with Alexis because she would never share somebody's face and name on the internet, here she is on a new channel, Lolcow Bus, mentioning his name again, and crucially making accusations that he took advantage of her, despite the fact that she had said the opposite in the past. Now this whole situation was interesting to me because it made me think of Casey. Now Casey is somebody who Amber has accused of R-word multiple times, and she's doubled down on her allegations over and over again. She really wants us to think that she was R-worded by Casey. There's a multitude of reasons to think that this isn't true. If you want to watch a video about that specifically, I recommend this one by Mr. Snowflake, where he goes into all of that and interviews Casey. It's a brilliant video. But crucially, when Amber was on Lolcow Bus earlier this year, she's talking about this time period when she made these videos, and she uses this phrase to describe what she was doing, how she was looking for this certain kind.
Full government text messages, full government face. Thank you so much, LV. No words are necessary. In Vera, we trust and are proud of being part of this community. Thank you. You were in a straight marriage too, and always proclaimed your bisexuality because of the assumption you were straight. Rachel said, interesting, take a shot, y'all. Maybe don't. I don't know if that would be a healthy drinking game to do.
Kind of topic. And she says this.
But then I was like, wow, I'm getting so many views on like mukbangs. And then all at the same time, I was like, let me share stories that are super drastic, that'll appeal to the eye. Right?
Sorry to keep pausing. It is actually a rant I go on from time to time because, you know, it seems like the analogy that I have in my head of how people see sexuality, it's like if you have a glass of water, like fresh water, drinkable, you know, no salt in it at all, that's water, right? But then it seems like it doesn't matter how much salt you add to the water, whether it's a single grain or whether it's like 2 teaspoons, it's now salt water. And so the way I feel like people see it is the fresh water is straight, and no matter how much, just a little bit, oh no, now you're gay. It's just by default the exact opposite, ignoring an entire gray space in between. That seems to be how people see it, and that's where that like bi blindness comes in, because people go, oh no, you did this, even if it was just that one time, even if it was just this one act, nope, now you're gay. You just did a measurement for a friend of a friend and they gave you a donation. You need the cash for food, but asking hurts your soul. You're so grateful. You're also proud that you could help someone too. Oh, I love that. It's the equivalent of the 1 drop rule of race in the US. Oh, it is too. It's very absolutist thinking, which generally speaking, if you've watched enough of my content, you know I'm against absolutist speaking and absolutist thinking, which is largely the issue that I have with Rachel, actually. But you start to apply, all of that to all different matters, and it starts to get very dangerous. Rachel talks like you. Mal, this is great. Rachel talks like me when I'm trying to reach the word limit on an assignment. Bo, thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube. Welcome. Buffy the Vampire Slayer did that to Willow. She was straight until she wasn't. Yeah, exactly. Listening to Amber Lynn and Rachel back to back is frying your brain. Oh no. How do they talk so much without saying anything? It's a real skill set, let me tell you. That is a practiced, well-honed skill.
Right? So I decided to share a story about a past relationship I was in where I was abused. Okay, sorry, trigger warning. Long story short, that got a lot of attention. And then my abuser decided to make a video saying it wasn't true. And automatically everyone believed them.
I admit to you that I haven't actually found this clip yet, so I can't remember exactly what she says, but I've made a note of it, and I'm pretty sure what she's saying suggests that she's making these comments about Casey for a kind of sensationalized, clickable video. And if you recall, that video was named I Was R-worded, or something similar. I'll put the original name of the video here. So we have Amber admitting that she will say these sensational accusations to pay people back or to punish people on her channel, but also she did it back then because she was trying to make videos that were attention grabby and clicky, and I firmly believe that that is why she made these initial allegations against Casey. And then when Casey came out, which she never thought he would, and said that she was lying, she then walked it back and changed her mind, claiming that she used the wrong word, and she's now walking it forward again on Lolcow Bus and saying, oh no, it actually is true.
Yeah, I noticed that there was a point in time where Amber really did back off that accusation. And I don't know how you all feel about this. I innately want to believe Casey and his story on this. I have analyzed this until the chickens come home, why I innately don't want to believe Amber, because it is against it's against a subset of my morals, I guess you could say, to not believe somebody. I'd hate to not believe a real victim. But Amber, the sad fact about Amber is whether it's, no matter how much she's gone through, whether it's true or not, she's told so many lies, so many bad lies that are provably lies at this point, that everything she says now comes into question, and it's awful. Why aren't your chickens home? Well, I don't have any cows, so I don't have cows to come home. The girl who cried wolf. Yeah, it is like that. And it's possible, actually it's probable, that some of the stuff she said is true. We just don't know what that is, and I don't know if she could even correct it at this point. Maybe if she was like a real open book, really authentic relentlessly for a long period of time, she might be able to turn the tide of this. It's just been so many years of lies. If Amber didn't lie so much, people would be more inclined to give her more grace. Yeah. Yeah, when somebody lies as often as Amber, it's just what it is that they don't turn... Sorry. It's just what it is that they turn into the person crying wolf. It is sad though, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Hopefully we're not wrong. That's the other thing about Amber. She lies so often that there tends to be truths sprinkled in among the lies. Yeah, and I do think... I do genuinely believe that with Amber's lies, she believes a good proportion of them. I believe that with my heart and soul. So in her mind, I think some of them are not lies. Not all of them, some of them. Amber has irreparably damaged her own reputation and credibility. Yeah, I think it would be very, very difficult, if at all possible, to turn it around. Gotta run for dinner, no problem, girl, please. Thanks for the live, Zira. Enjoy the rest of it. I'll catch you on your live next too. For sure, but delusion does not equate truth. Absolutely, it does not. It doesn't. It reminds me a lot of my mother. She believes her delusions, but it outwardly looks like lying.
Now, the reason that this Casey stuff is relevant when it comes to the Dalton stuff, I'm sure you'll know, is because this is absolute proof of Amber changing her story about what happened to her. She claims Dalton did not take advantage of her.
Not once did I ever say that Dalton took advantage of me. I said that I was drunk. I'm actually grateful for that experience. I'm grateful that it was with someone like him.
And then she claims Dalton did take advantage of her.
He ended up taking advantage of me. We had phone sex. It is what it is.
So this is a really important example of how she will change her story about somebody based on what suits her narrative and what makes her look good at the time. And I'm always looking for more ways and more moments to point out and prove that she lied about Casey, because I think that lying about being R-worded is one of the worst things you can do, and I will never stop talking about how fucked up that is. And this Dalton situation really just highlights the kind of person she is and the kind of stuff that she will lie about. And there's actually another similarity here. So if you look at the Casey situation, one of the reasons people didn't believe Amber, among many, is because she messaged Casey after they broke up and asked Casey effectively for sex tips. And people pointed out to Amber, it's so odd that you would message the person who R-worded you and ask for sex tips. And this kind of reminds me, because there are all these instances of Amber saying that this guy Dalton is a good person, he's a great person. She says she's angry with people trying to make him look bad because he's such a good person.
But the fact that Dalton was involved in this, it made me feel like heavy on my heart that like I needed to speak up. He's a good person, a great person, and he doesn't deserve to be like brought in this like hemisphere of just like vile poison.
And yet now, when it suits her, all of a sudden, he took advantage of her. So is he a good person who took advantage of you, or are you lying? The whole situation is very screwed up, and there's just this tiny little word she just adds in there when she's talking about Dalton, and actually it's so revealing. The fact that she would change her story.
Actually, I would argue that Dalton is not a good person, because he's clearly, based on what Amber said, if it's true, and what he said was correct, he falls into the active end of the predilection, which is extremely dangerous. Her diary would be a good way to get insight into her delusions, especially if you've been there to witness the events as well and then see how it changes. You still find it suspicious that Vera was steering the conversation away from spiders. Oh my gosh, you all make me laugh so much.
Story on whether he took advantage of her or not is quite fascinating to me. I suspect that there's a conversation to be had regarding Amber being drunk and how drunk she was and whether Dalton...
Actually, that's a really good point. Dead Not Sleeping. Don't some people who were essayed also deny it happened to preserve their own mental state? The waters are just too muddy to see the truth here. Yeah, and it could be, like, if we took what we know about Amber away, you know, all of the lies and things like that, there is a world where she was mistreated, came out about it, got the backlash, dialed it back, because she's conflicted within herself and dealing with it herself. And I don't necessarily think an unstable story automatically defines lie. But having said that, also having heard Casey's take, he was very clear, I think is the word that I want to use. Very precise in language, and there was no like wavering. I don't know. It is incredible. None of us will be able to say, just within my gut, personally speaking, I'm inclined to believe Casey. Vera, I would say we don't know that about Dalton. People, yes, that's why I said if Amber, if what Amber said is true. It's a big if. People may say something is a fantasy but not want to do it in real life. It's valid, yeah. And he may not have said it at all. Like, he may not have offered to bring coffee at all. The weird chicken lady got herself a sock account. I feel like I'm the only person in 2026 who doesn't have a sock account. I do have a personal YouTube account, but I never interact with anybody on it. We only got one side of the story. Yeah, we did. We didn't hear from Dalton. Amber's old Facebook posts are very angry. Really? Yeah, I think that makes sense, because I think what we do kind of have a sense of that her childhood was not stable and it wasn't great. I could understand a lot of anger from that. You commented this on Rachel's video, but while I don't want to take Amber's word, if someone has 8 drinks, they're not in a state to consent, and therefore he did take advantage of her. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Being badly inebriated, definitely can't consent. If she was, though, would that have been badly inebriated for her? I don't know. I'm a teetotaler, so I don't know. I'm not going to speak on this topic. I have no reference. Sorry, just catching up on messages. You don't have any roosters, only hens who don't accept pats even for mealworm bribes? Miss Nikki is actually the one that I said your hen looked like. Miss Nikki is like that. She does not accept pats, like, ever. But she will sit on my lap, but it's on her terms only.
Did in fact take advantage or not. I don't know how drunk Amber was. She claims that 1 buzzball makes her tipsy, and she's saying in this story that she drank 8 buzzballs. I rather suspect she was nowhere near as drunk as she claimed to be, and in fact she did want to do this with Dalton because she does love attention and would accept it from anyone, but we have to allow for the possibility that Dalton did take advantage of her in her drunk.
Does any of this actually matter? Why are we talking about this again? Rachel has talked to me in circles so much that I've forgotten why we're even talking about this. Like, it's this non-issue from ages ago. You believe Casey because he remained consistent. Dalton seems very sus and creepy. Yeah, although it is relevant that we haven't heard his side of things. He might be just some rando that got sucked into all of this. Oh, yes, victim blaming. Yep. Gotcha. I remember, thank you.
Drunken state. It could be that that's true. I don't know. If that happened, that's wrong. But the point I'm trying to make here is that it's extremely odd that she said he didn't, and now she's saying he did. It's this kind of change in storyline when it suits her narrative that is so interesting and suspicious to me. Very curious what you guys think about this whole thing in the comments. Do you think I'm overreacting? Am I taking this change of language and making it into something that it's not? I don't think I am, but let me know. I said I'd talk here a little bit about her lesbianism. Now it's hard because I'm gay, but I don't speak for all gay people, right? I don't speak for the community. I just am one of them. So people will probably have different opinions about this, And I want to start this by saying that it's not for me to tell anyone what their sexuality is. I don't know, okay? I can't look into Amber's head. I don't know who she fancies. But what I do know is that Amber has shown deep levels of misogyny throughout her time on her channel. Anytime she insults a woman, particularly on Lolcow Bus.
Twins. They're twinning. She drinks those buzzballs. They're like 14% and will knock you on your chicken butt. Right. So 8 of those? Although, do we know? I don't know. I don't know. Lovely lesbian. Thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube. But are you a gold star lesbian? That's the question. Buzzballs are very strong. Another interesting. Taking another swig from your hard kombucha. It's so weird how often you can replace Amber with Rachel and it still rings true. It really is, isn't it? Like, she's about to go and talk about herself. They're so similar. It's uncanny. And it is, I am, because, okay, when I don't have an answer to something, I like to analyze it. I like to gain more information to try and make at least an educated guess. And on this topic of which one of, like, Emily or Amber is she obsessed with or interested in, or whatever the motivation is, I'm actually starting to lean away from the focus being on Emily. I think the power play was with Emily. I think she enjoys, the luring somebody in and being able to control them and affect their life in a way. But I'm actually starting to feel like the obsession is with Amber, and it's very single white female. And this kind of analysis and this kind of similarity really makes it look very sinister from the outside. You wouldn't be surprised if Amber has liver damage. She used to do some heavy drinking. Honestly, she could have liver damage for a variety of reasons. Rachel is obsessed with them both. Yeah, why not both? Why not both? Rachel and Amber, Chantel and FFG. Yeah. It's what it is, I think, is really that fandom turned stalker vibe. I'm not saying that that's exactly the level that Rachel's gotten to at the moment, but I think we're on that journey.
She always makes the insult vaginal related or appearance related. A man can do something and she doesn't care, but if a woman does it, she hates it. For example, if Sweet Tea called her Amber, she'd get really annoyed. But when Ken called her Amber, she didn't care. I think that this is a very deep topic and she probably needs to discuss it with her imaginary therapist. There is probably an element of her who would just take anyone. It's not for me to say that person's a lesbian and that person isn't, or that person has this sexuality and that person doesn't. Like, I don't fucking know, right? All I can look at is her behaviour patterns and the fact that she's a piece of shit. Whether or not she's actually into women or not is not something I can prove or test. I don't know. But I can say she's definitely.
So that Rachel is taking the right stance on. So when it comes to sexuality, Rachel is willing to sit back and say, look, I'm not there. I don't know. I'm not in her head. All I can say is I can talk from my perspective. So if Rachel took this approach with everything, I would have a lot more respect for her. And these live streams would be very different because it would be like, she's trying to make some development and at least she's trying to put herself into other perspectives. But once again, I do believe that we're just seeing Rachel not being able to get out of her own head because she does know what it's like to be with a man. She does know what it's like to have religion influence your sexuality. So she knows that sexuality can be this complex thing that needs navigating culturally, socially, all of that. It's just that she doesn't do this with anything else. So she kind of has the ability. I wish she would explore this with other takes. Hey, Nutty's in the house. I missed that. I saw LV's. Hi. Whoever said Rachel talks like she needs to hit a word count. You can't unhear it. You're so right. Yup. That's if she's taking the Zoloft and not lying about it. Yeah. But honestly, even if she is, those drugs only work as well as you work them. And especially when it comes to antidepressants, weight, lifestyle, diet, exercise, all impacts it really dramatically. Amber has made a lot of comments about the guys having small privates when they say something she doesn't like. Yeah, she always goes to that. It's a very rudimentary, very juvenile assault, like insult process.
Definitely deeply misogynistic, and she certainly did have phone sex with a man, and I think that that's more interesting to me, and her inconsistent storyline about the things that have happened to her and been done to her is far more interesting to me than her sexuality itself. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about that as well.
Okay, so Rachel has said this about Amber's weight too, where Amber's weight is not like it's the least interesting thing about her, yet she talks about Amber's weight relentlessly. Do we think now that she said her sexuality is the least interesting thing that she's going to relentlessly speak about the sexuality?
Well, because it's another one of those topics I'm just like, I don't really know what to think of it. So those are the two things I wanted to discuss. I thought I'd just kind of chuck those out and see what you guys think about it. The other things that are worth mentioning that have happened in the community recently were this storyline where she claims that she fell in the shower. I'll put the clip here.
I was kind of in a predicament. I take a shower before the show, right? And I'm getting ready, da-da-da. I used a lot. Sometimes I use a lot of conditioner and it gets like slippery.
Don't.
That da-da-da thing, it sticks out to me because it's a pet peeve. Sorry if you're someone that does it. I'm not attacking you. It's just one of my things. So it stands out every time it happens. Rachel has only just started doing this. And Amber's done it for, I don't know, years. Like, it's a regular part of her vocabulary. It makes me wonder if Rachel is starting to adopt Amberisms. Just putting that out there. Appearance is the least interesting thing about anyone. Agreed. It's the most messed up argument, though. If she had a big if, I see the big if she has BPD, Zoloft isn't going to cut it. It takes work, and she won't do it. But I find it fascinating how little she resorts to it since LCU in comparison to her channel. I would actually argue that even if she didn't have BPD and it's like just some manner of depression or anxiety disorder, that statement is still true. It takes work. You have to work with the drugs.
I fell in the shower.
I don't mean to lie. You fell in the shower. No, you didn't. Stop it.
And I could not get up. It's not funny. And now I'm like limping. I had to like call my mom and everything. I literally fell and could not get up. Like people call me a turtle. I was actually turtling. Yeah, I had to literally crawl to the sink to get my phone to call my mom to come get me. And then like the fucking people at the office had, oh my God.
Now, I think that there is absolutely no way this is true. For a start, the top comment says Amber claims she fell in the shower because she used too much conditioner. But at the beginning of that live stream, she says that her hair is greasy.
My hair is greasy. I'm depressed.
Okay.
Because I work here.
So how did she fall in the shower last night or before the show and her hair is already greasy the next day or that same day? Sounds like a load of BS. And also there's the fact that when she's actually talking about this falling in the shower, there's this bit where she goes, she's explaining and then she says like, oh, and my mum had to go to reception or whatever. And then she like trails off her speaking. I'll put that bit here again.
The fucking people at the office had, oh my God.
I think that whenever somebody's talking and they reach a part of their story that they realise makes it seem like they're lying, they often stop or go, oh, it was just so awful, or oh, actually I can't, like they stop themselves from talking about it because they don't want to deepen and enhance the lie with more checkable facts. And I reckon that that's why she stopped speaking at that particular moment and didn't add any more to the story, because in fact she knew she was making it up and it wasn't true. I think that this was just like farmed for engagement and there's absolutely no way she fell over in the shower. I could be wrong, she might have, but I don't think that it's true. And the way she speaks when she says it, she acts all shy and coy, like that was 100% pre-planned.
I am in a state where I don't care what it is that's been said on that show. I assume it's going to be scripted before I analyze it for truth. I think it's a safer assumption. You have an oily scalp and also use conditioner. I was going to call her out for that just because you use conditioner or shampoo for that matter, does not necessarily mean it won't be oily the next day. I think the analysis of whether this slip happened or didn't happen is a little odd. I don't think it matters. Like, none of it matters. Does anybody else use the term turtling in a different manner? Don't answer that. Oh, now I want to know how you use it. Sorry, excuse the language ahead of time, but F that show. You remember an old video of her saying that she took Zoloft and it immediately started helping, but tons of people were like, it takes longer than a day to kick in. It really does. It can take a really long time.
Planned, I think. And then there's this final thing about her live streaming. So as I told you earlier in the video, I tried to react to her live stream. It's the only one she's done since she came back to her channel. It's got about 30,000 views. It's about 20 minutes long. I don't think her average view time will be very good, but she will have hit her 4,000 hours on that live stream. I tried to react to it, but it was just so boring. I literally could not stand it, so I turned it off and stopped filming and went and crocheted instead. Sorry, you never got that video. But during that live stream, she says, oh, I'm gonna start live streaming more. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll go live again tomorrow. But she didn't. And then later it was revealed that when she went live, loads of the other hosts on the LCU were really angry and were messaging Keem and messaging her and saying, how come you're allowed to live stream when we're not? And it transpires that creators who are on the LCU aren't allowed to live stream on their own channels. And it seems like that is the case, even if they already had a following when they came. They discuss it on Lolcow Bus, and Keemstar says that he doesn't want Amber live streaming on her own channel, but that she's fine to make vlogs. So it seems like Amber is kind of gearing up to enter her vlogging era on her channel. So we might start seeing vlogs, which would be interesting but boring at the same time. I think at the moment she used that one live stream to get her monetization back. She even admitted in that live stream that she was only making it so she could get the watch hours.
But yeah, I don't really know. I don't really want to sit on here forever. I just, you know, gotta get those watch hours. Am I allowed to admit that?
So I would imagine.
Which is problematic for Amber because YouTube, I've actually been wondering about this. YouTube is really going to want to look at some content to determine if she has learned about the policy violations that she originally had done, which caused this whole demonetization in the first place. And to have one live stream that's kind of rambly, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be enough to help her. So I still don't think that's very smart. But one thing that I have been wondering about is she said that she reapplied. Oh, it was a while back, wasn't it? Wasn't it with that live stream? Hang on. Typing. Where is her channel? Goodness me. Channels. There we go. So that live was 9 days ago, and I'm pretty sure she said it, correct me if I'm wrong, my nuggets, but I'm pretty sure she said in that stream that she could apply for monetization tomorrow. So that means that it's been over a week, and she clearly hasn't got monetization back yet. Now, with the only monetization process that I've been through is, sorry about the clickety clackety. I have a mechanical keyboard and it's obscenely loud, but it's so satisfying. The only monetization process I've been through is, of course, the getting it in the first place once you hit the watch hours and the subscriber count. And that turned around, it only took them a couple of days. It was pretty quick. I don't know if there are extra processes for like remonetization after having been banned, because it's like now they need to vet her. But I kind of feel like we're getting into a zone where we might be able to think that she may have gotten a no. And I think the longer it goes, the more likely it is that she's already gotten a no. Oh, you all like it. Oh, I'm so glad. Tippy tap ASMR. And the idea of her putting in any effort to get monetization back, unlikely. You think she's letting it sit? So I don't know. She's not doing herself any favors, whether she has gotten a no back yet. I do know that they say, sorry, one moment. I do know that they say when you first go for monetization that it can take up to a month. So maybe they give the same sort of time frame for this. Who knows? Does Amber still claim to take levothyroxine for her thyroid problems? Because that and Zoloft are two medications that are not compatible. They cancel each other out. Well, when it comes, speaking as somebody who has thyroid issues and is on levothyroxine, there's a couple of things about it and that I didn't actually call out at the time because I like caught it after the fact. I'm like, why didn't I catch that? The actual chemical that are in those pills pretty much binds to everything, canceling it out. So it doesn't even matter what it is. It can be food in your system. It will bind to it and cancel it out. Also, Cassie, thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube. So when we did see her taking it, she was taking it with food, which is incorrect. They say to take it with a whole glass of water at least 20 minutes prior to eating something. So from the get-go, I guess she was taking that incorrectly. Regarding the interaction with antidepressants, I can say that I'm on both, but they are separated like a whole day apart. One's taken at night, one's taken in the morning. So that way they don't interact with each other, or at least in a very minimal way. So I don't know if she's still taking it. It wouldn't surprise me that she has thyroid issues, but yeah, that's everyone's guess, I guess. You don't think Amber takes any meds, to be honest. You don't believe anything she says or claims. I think that's safe, Nutty. Yeah. Dead Not Sleeping are talking about Maxie. Is Maxie doing okay? He's zozzing. He's just chilling, listening to me talk to you all. You watch all the time, but finally caught alive and remembered. Thank you so much. Well, welcome. Oh my, don't tell me you people are insinuating Amberlynn lies. Maybe, can't confirm. Okay, I think this video is pretty much just going to be Rachel rambling for the rest of it. So what I wanted to look at, and I don't know if this is going to be a regular thing. Oh, one moment. No, don't play. It's gonna play. Look at my shitty Australian internet. Look at this. Look at this. This is what I have to deal with. It's amazing that I can stream it all. Okay, no, that's a bit much. Something's gone wrong. Oh my goodness. Why are you taking so long?
You cannot out.
Okay, so this was a video sent to me by quite a few nuggets just to check out. He may fit, he may not, but this is Taylor Reed Sowers. And this video that I'm watching is a video of Sam at Every Size. So if you want to check out that channel, I don't really know much about that channel. So, oops, sorry. I don't know, you know, whether this is a channel to endorse or not. You can make up your own mind. I haven't seen any other videos. I haven't seen this video yet either. But apparently what's been told to me is this person is like a male Amberlynn. Oh no, now you should just chat random stuff with us. I was actually thinking, because several of you are calling out to do a chatting stream, I actually kind of thought it might be fun if I did like a craft stream where I'm still doing something and then we can just chat. Maybe separate to my usual times. I don't know, we could try something. Very well researched. I save all of my research for my videos, okay? Oh, speaking of which, I am working on a very juicy video at the moment. Corporate shit cluckery is like my new favorite topic, and it should be coming out tonight, actually. I'm very excited. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Are you sure he is an ALR's lost brother? Craft along would be awesome. You're diamond painting as we speak. That's so cool. You might need help with the crochet chukin, but yeah, that technique is not a simple one. So, like I say, I don't know, we're just kind of seeing if this guy fits the mold. Maybe he'll be added, maybe he won't, but let's just have fun and watch this together. I will speed them up, but if it's too fast, I'll pull it back. Okay, let's go.
Work a bad diet. I do anywhere from 15 to 1,800 calories a day.
496.2. That's up almost 22 pounds from last week.
Hey Reed Squad, so if you look in my bio, it has a link in it that's called a link tree. There's my Amazon wishlist in there, my merch store, the Reed merch store is in there. Then we have payment links on there as well.
523.4. I don't know.
Would it still be Girl World if more than one guy jumps in? I don't know that Girl World needs to necessarily be gender specific. I think it could be open. Maybe? What do you think?
How that makes sense? That'd be what, like a 17-pound gain?
Is Taylor Reed Sowers actually on a weight loss journey? Or is this all part of a decade-long grift? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam and I make weekly videos dissecting internet nonsense just like that. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you all back here with me again this week for another video. I think you're gonna like what I have in store for you today. If you're new here and this is the first time you are seeing my face,
sorry, I love that. Girl is a state of mind, 100%.
also welcome. I'm glad you decided to join us today, and I hope that if you like what you see, you'll consider liking because that helps me reach more people just like you, but also subscribing because that lets me know that you want to join us over here in our little corner of the internet, and well friends, we would love to have you. Now, as you saw at the top of today's video, we're going to be talking about an influencer that we have yet to talk about here on the channel, and that is Taylor Reed.
Oh, you do love Sam's content? Wide Ride. Sorry, I was just catching up. Definitely here for some Taylor discourse. You found him years ago when a YouTuber featured one of his clips as motivation. Got my heartstrings real good. It didn't last too long. The O in girl is open. Yeah, it's a state of mind not being gendered. Yeah, I think men can absolutely fit into this. It is really a state, isn't it? It's a type, it's a way of being, it's a lifestyle, maybe some might say. Sam is a great creator. Yeah, this is the first video I've seen. It seems well put together. It's so cool discovering these new little parts, like corners of YouTube. There's so much content. I feel like you could watch constantly and never run out.
Sowers. He has been known to go by many a social media handle here on the internet, including Taylor Sowers Journey, Tay on a Journey, Tay Be Dancing, and most recently, That Dude Reed.
Hey Reed Squad.
Taylor came onto my radar via a request from one of you lovely viewers. You sent me a nice email, gave me a TV episode to watch, as well as a subreddit, and basically told me to start digging. And guess what? I did. And that's how we've ended up here today. Because, oh my gosh, Taylor's history on the internet is incredibly messy. And as I got into it, I have to be honest up front, I was kind of shocked to find that Taylor hasn't really received a lot of coverage here on the internet from channels like mine. And then the further I got into it, the more I realized why that might be happening. You see, Taylor's history, it's long, and there's a lot to try to dig up. But unlike most other influencers who get covered like this in these spaces, he has been somewhat successful at deleting his sordid past from social media. And
oh, sounds like somebody. Somebody else, I cracked up. I don't know if any of you watch Nathan X Savage. I covered one of his videos on a live stream once. He's another reaction channel, mostly in the like Eugenia space, but he did a video on Jeffree Star and called him Jeffrey Lynn Star, and I lost it. I think that's so perfect. I love that. Hello. You're so late. It's all good. We've still got heaps of time. You're sitting well. We've just started a new video. She has a regular job and is on her own weight loss journey, so her takes are refreshing and full of common sense. She's how I found Girl World. Oh, wow. Am I going to need to add her to my rotation? I think. I like her presentation so far. Yeah, Jeffrey Lynn. It's great. It makes me wonder if Jeffrey is aware of somebody like Amber Lynn and how he would feel about being called Jeffrey Lynn.
And he's always been able to do that by claiming that each and every one of his accounts has either been hacked or banned from the platform. And what happens after he says those things is that everything is conveniently deleted, and he's always given a fresh start with a fresh new social media handle and a fresh new audience where he can start his scam all over again. At first glance of Taylor's TikTok, things feel normal, familiar. His content doesn't look that much different than any other weight loss platform you would find out there, especially in the month of January. He's a young man at the age of 25 years old who's just trying to lose weight and save his own life. And he's doing it in exactly the way that social media likes to follow along, with transformational posts.
Do you remember when you could only do a few of those? Now look at you. I know. Now it feels like I'm infinity hooping like a pro.
Motivational stories.
Do you actually want to do this or not? Do you actually want to do this or not?
Don't half-ass it.
And bite-sized triumphs.
Does anyone know, does he have rickets? Is there something going on there with his legs? Like, or is it a weight-related thing? I'm just curious if there's another, like, complexity layer here. Trisha Paytas is aware. You're very sure Jeffrey is too. It's night and day when I come from the pits of Girl World Swamp and look back at where I started. Yeah. Yeah, his legs look like maybe something else is going on. I don't know. Just an observation.
About how far he's come in his mobility journey. It's the kind of content we all love because we want to root for an underdog. And there's something.
Prolonged stress on the joints can do that, unfortunately. Yeah, it can, but that would imply that he's been struggling with this since a very young age, which is concerning. Obesity interferes with vitamin D usage by the body, so he could have functional vitamin D deficiency. Yep, which is rickets, I believe. I think that's what it is. Don't quote me on that. Research first. Mel, thank you so much. Finished your homework before the stream ended. Cheers, thank you. I'm so glad I could help. I don't know how I helped, but I'm glad I could. Yeah, rickets does make the legs bow like that, which I think, I'm pretty sure. Normally, if this was a video, I would fact check myself before I go and say that, but from memory, I believe it is a vitamin D deficiency in very formative years. Said he suffered from severe obesity as young as 10. Yeah, so maybe, yeah, that might be a factor too. Although it's also very easy to be vitamin deficient when you're dealing with that kind of weight as well. Listening to Rachel makes you repeat yourself less in assignments. Interesting. Oh, it is? Thank you. I always like a good fact check. He reminds you of Tammy Slayton. Oh, don't say that. There's something about those women that I just can't. I can't. Just full stop. Can't. Hopefully I don't make that link in my head. severe vitamin D deficiency. Yeah, cool. Yes, obesity makes you vitamin D deficient even if consuming more vitamin D than other people. I wonder if that also has something to do because you require calcium in your system to uptake the vitamin D. So I wonder if it's like a cascading effect that happens. Oh no, Bale, you really want to donate but you can't afford to. Please, I never want anybody to send anything if it's going to stretch the budget. I really would be firmly against that. Your view, your like, maybe your comment, perfect. Keep doing that. That's all you need to do. I appreciate that. Everybody else who can give and wants to, I am truly grateful to that, but it does not diminish what everybody else is doing either.
Something so human and genuine about the struggle of his story. And that's what made me want to dig in even deeper, because I needed to know Taylor's story. I needed the full picture. Who is this person? And when I went into it, I'll be honest, I'm a hopeless optimist. I wanted to find honesty and transparency and a timeline that made sense. What I ended up finding was a narrative with a pattern of behavior. And if you've been here on the channel for a while, you know that those patterns of behavior are often to hide something that doesn't fit the narrative. What I found pretty immediately is mixed in with his regular weigh-in content and also his transformational posts are posts where he's telling people repeatedly about his link tree and how they can find his links to donate, but also to purchase him items off his Amazon wishlist.
Hey, Reed Squad, so if you look...
So taking some cues from what she said, I'm going to subscribe. I really like her style. So reading into what she said and also the title here, using weight losses to grift, I'm wondering if he's kind of learned a way to earn money in this world and he's just relentlessly pushing that button over and over. Me too, Sam, me too. Hey, I think there's power in being an optimist. Sure, we might get, let down from time to time. That's okay. That's for us to deal with. But I would rather be optimistic and support somebody's journey to their success rather than tell the wrong person, sorry, I'm trying to get my thought out, tell the wrong person that they're never going to change, and that's what they hear. I don't, I'll be an optimist and be disappointed sometimes. I'll take that. Aquafizzy, stop it. Oh no. Oh, Southern Bonita, thank you. Aquafizzy, here's Witch Goth Wardrobe Fund donation from me and Bale. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. And Southern Bonita said, I got you, Bale. Oh, this community. My nuggets. That's adorable. Thank you so much. Really generous. What got us onto this whole Goth Witch Fund was that I was saying in my next stage of life, which I'm heading to, which I've now described to you all, I will have the time to actually make a decent, Stevie Nicks style wardrobe, which is what I'd like to do. I will have to show you things that I make. Yes, and the Biggest Losers gained more weight than they lost. It became harder to lose. You've gone from 477 to 320. Wow. And you've been smaller. You have thyroid disorder and problems getting your meds. Yeah. I unfortunately have my thyroid problem from when my mother was encouraging a eugenia style condition. And I was at too low of a weight for far too long. And unfortunately, this is what I'm left with. But I think I'm lucky that that's all I'm left with. We do have a really great group here. I agree, LV. Seems ironic how much I am pleased by being called a nugget when I'm pretty sure Vera doesn't eat them. No, I don't. I wouldn't. I couldn't anymore. Yeah, no, you're my nuggets. And if it makes you feel any better, you are my nuggets and my chickens are my noodles. Because chicken noodles. I don't know. It's just how my brain works. As a goth, you're interested in the wardrobe. There are so many of us here. I don't know how I've managed to attract so many goths and emos, but here we are. Do you all like hear the call of the beacon and just rush to those channels? And I cannot express to you how disappointed I am that what's her name? Frick, I always forget. You know the Theranos chick, Elizabeth? I can't think of her last name. You know who I'm talking about though. She stole black turtlenecks and it annoys me. I'm wearing one at the moment. You're a ride or die nugget. I love it. You're an elder goth. Awesome. The ad said emu and you thought it said emo. Is there something going on? I feel like I've missed a bit of a conversation. I'm sorry. How is what you're saying matter when I'm saying that the calories I saw displayed were not healthy? I think I may have missed something there. Sorry. You either die a nugget or live long enough to see, to see yourself become a noodle. You're making a goth office collection now. You're going back in. I love the corporate goth look. Holmes. Yes, thank you. Elizabeth Holmes. Stole black turtlenecks. And I really, really love them. She made them weird. I'm reclaiming them. Sorry, side quest there. I'm gonna keep playing.
Look in my bio. It has a link in it that's called a link tree. In that link tree, I want to let y'all know what y'all can find there, and maybe you can go check it out. There's my story on there that has my story from when I was a kid all the way up until now. Explains everything. There's my Discord in there. Discord is the first place that gets all the updates. There's my Amazon wishlist in there, which on Mondays we have an Amazon wishlist unboxing. You can go check that out. My merch store, the Reed merch store, is in there. We have all my links to all my socials, every single one of them. If y'all can go follow those, I would be super, super grateful. And then we have payment links on there as well, because a lot of people who are overseas from the US said that it would be easier to use those than like the wish list or TikTok or anything like that. So if you want to go click it, go click my link tree, see what's in there. I appreciate y'all, Reed Squad.
There were also Amazon unboxing videos, many of them, where Taylor's sitting down in front of the camera doing unboxings with fistfuls of Amazon receipts.
Hey chat, so we just did another Amazon wishlist unboxing, and I want to tell y'all who it came from. Sheila said, great job, Reed. Jacqueline, enjoy your gift. Enjoy your gift, Jacqueline. Keep going, Reed, from Sheila. Keep up the good work. We're all here for you through this journey. I hope you and your dog enjoy the gifts, from Jacqueline. Enjoy your gift. Keep up the great work. You are amazing, from Denise. Enjoy your gift, from Denise. Keep up.
King, she's the worst type of girl boss. To be a real boss, you need a real product. At the base, like at the bare minimum.
Up the good work, so proud of you, from Theresa. And then we have much love from Germany. Keep going, you're an inspiration, from Tajana. And then we got keep up the good work, a little bit a day can go a long way, from Pamela.
And even more interesting to me, when people dared to ask, why am I seeing you sell so much? He would tell them that if it were the truth that he were only using his platform to make money and sell things, he would be losing weight much slower.
Ignore my face, because I just got done with the hour and 2-minute workout. But it says, I see you doing is using this for gifts and selling items. Well, I do have an Amazon wish list. I am like working with Infinity Hoop, and the Infinity Hoop's been a great help to me. I'm not gonna lie, but to say that's all I'm doing it for, then I would probably be losing slower. I wouldn't care about the weight that I'm genuinely losing. I'm sick.
Not sure yet, Tay. Said I'm not sure. I'm not understanding how this guy is like Amber. We are discovering this together. I've never seen anything either. This is just what I've been told. Yeah. Patience. Let's watch.
65 pounds down in 3 months. 65 pounds down in 3 months. So the fact that you're just going to sit there and say that I'm doing it for this or doing it for that, the people who...
Is something going on in the chat that I feel like I've completely missed something, but I'm sensing some drama, and I'm not sure how I fully missed it. But if I'm reading this right, look, different perspectives, different opinions. I think it's fine to be challenged, but let's not make an argument out of anything. If I'm reading that right, just, yeah, agree to disagree. It's okay. It's all right. I'm not weighing in because I didn't see the context. So, yeah. We're good. We're all good here.
who support me and are here for me know what I'm doing it for, and people like you are irrelevant.
His video response to that question piqued my interest because it was kind of defensive. And that made me wonder, what's really going on here? Because it sounds impressive when you hear an influencer.
Okay, thanks, Coco. A scientific debate. Okay. All right. Maybe let's just leave it for today. And if you're interested, pick it up off the live.
Influencers say they've lost 100 pounds in 7 months, which is where we're at right now with Taylor's content. But when I went back and watched all of his weekly weigh-ins and started to lay it all out so that I could make a graph, I'm going to show it to you here.
Oh my god, I'm with you, Mal. The infinity loop looks so fun. I actually thought that when the first time I saw it was when Amber got it, and it just, I don't know, I could just imagine using it like jamming out to some good songs. And I like to hula hoop, but the space in which it's safe to hula hoop, I don't like doing it outside, you know? Oh, your son just saw my avatar. He kept having you wanting to respond. I am responding! You've seriously considered getting one? You wanted to work just because it looks so fun. Looks like it would cause back pain. I wonder if it's like, because you know when you hula hoop normally, which I assume is pretty much all this is, it's just you don't require any skill. Like hula hooping actually does require some skill. But like I find if I'm hula hooping on my hips, it's fine. But if I hula hoop on my waist, I get uncomfortable after a while. So it probably, I would imagine, depends on where this sits. The infinity hoop is so gimmicky and you love that. Almost bought one until you saw they also sell bogus supplements. Oh, really? You think as the video goes on, he becomes more problematic? Sam likes to give background on people she covers first. I actually really like her style. I'm finding it very informative. And I will try and let it play more because I would like to watch the video in its entirety in this stream. But yeah, what she's giving us is, I think, quite good. I'm going to let it play. I'm just stepping away really quick. Just going to check on Maxie and then I'll be back.
You can see that a very different picture has emerged. Taylor's progress is incredibly slow. It's uneven and marked by extreme swings, sometimes seeing gains of up to 20 pounds in a single week.
496.2 pounds.
Okay, so 496.2, that's up almost 22 pounds from last week.
And as expected, every single time there's a gain, there's an immediate excuse that comes along with it.
There's a lot that could have went into it. The move, water retention. I've been very swell. Goodbye. So I'm not going to let it affect me too much. I'm going to keep eating right. I'm going to keep doing the things that I'm supposed to do and just keep trucking along.
He's also used his scale as an excuse several times.
523.4 pounds.
Okay. So 523.4. I don't know how that makes sense. That'd be what, like a 17-pound gain? Over the last week. I went to the beach this week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I stayed in the pool for like 5 hours this week. So I don't quite know how that makes sense, but That's what the scale said.
And it was when I was going through his weekly weigh-ins to chart this out and see what was really going on that I actually discovered that the weigh-ins themselves, even though he keeps claiming they're for transparency, they're anything but that. In the beginning of this journey, as that dude Reed, because don't forget there are journeys before this journey, he wasn't even actually weighing in on camera. He was simply putting his weight loss in text on the videos while spinning around. So his early audience in this journey had to just take his word that that weight loss was occurring. After a few weeks, Taylor would end up getting a scale, but it would still be quite sketchy. You can see in these videos that the scale looks like it's never going to really settle on a number. It's just jumping up and down, up and down, up and down. And so what ends up happening is Taylor just decides what the scale would have read. And you can see in those videos as you watch that the number looks like it would have settled higher than the number that Taylor selected.
So let's see what it is today. Okay.
I think all of us that have struggled with weight in any way knows that jumping up and down before it settles. And like you look down at it and it says one thing and you're like, oh, that's not too bad. And then you stand still because you realize it hasn't finished. And then you look down like, oh. You don't know if Sam has got to how much he begs for money yet. No, she's just kind of touched on it a little bit. Maybe this is where it starts. Sustainable weight loss is almost always slow. 2 steps forward, 1 step back sometimes. Yes. And natural body fluctuations too. Like different people fluctuate different amounts throughout the day and even throughout the week with the natural biorhythms, and it can be demoralizing. You have a scale, it has arrows that make you stand a certain way. That would be convenient for like making sure that it's consistent across time. But those scales that claim that they read like fat percentage and bone percent, you know, like Foodie Beauty was going on about, that they're not accurate. They're not. They do weight. There's no possible way that they could be accurate to read anything other than weight. You're gaming too. People are gaming while listening to me. I love that. You lost 42 pounds very fast because you weren't warned of the risks and needed to fix health. You don't have a condition. Can't even say those letters, believe it or not. So in my case, I've sustained it, but I made my gallstones symptomatically large. Oof, not worth the speed. I suppose, I mean, to a point, it can be weighing up the risks of each state, because, you know, when you watch like My 600-Pound Life and Dr. Now, who I fundamentally disagree with on a few things, although he's the doctor, I am not, but he opts to do things very fast because the risks in that state are extreme. And yeah, it's like watching a slot machine. It is a bit, am I going to win today?
We're gonna go with 528.4.
So it's really hard to gauge how accurate his calculations truly are. In June, Taylor would receive a gift of the Hello It's Ready scale. And if you're not familiar, it is a scale that talks out loud to you to tell you your weight, so you don't have to move a whole bunch for it to capture it.
Can I just say, tell me if anyone's with me on this, because like I've watched obviously Hungry Fat Chick and Emma and all that with these talking scales. I would hate for my weight to be read out loud. I would find that extremely triggering. Like, it's one thing to look at it. I don't know. I wouldn't like that. I understand the function of it. I do. But yeah. I don't like it. Oh, we'll still be listening, but about to drive. me and the doggo's home from the office, so won't be in chat, even though I'll have to wake up Thomas dream twitching with his eyes open. Oh, is he running in his sleep? Drive safe.
And even with a scale that's talking out loud, the videos didn't get more transparent. In fact, there's a lot of editing. There are time lapses that go into them. Sometimes the scale is
Sorry, Coco. I don't want to be made fun of from my scale. I wanted to silently judge me. Love that.
out of shot, and sometimes Taylor himself is completely out of the shot.
Let's see. Let's see what we're at today.
Hello.
Hello.
It's ready.
Me too.
So you can see, just the same way it was hard to gauge the calculations and their accuracy before, the editing here and the things that he's doing, they're always going to draw suspicion to whether or not he's being completely honest. And unfortunately, it just doesn't stop there, because he...
So I guess that is similar with Amber, where if he's fictionalizing how much he's actually losing, is this just designed to get more donations or to get more merch bought or whatever, because people feel they're supporting a cause? My friend posts weight loss GLP-1 TikToks. I told her she should get the ALR scale. She said she doesn't want her cats to know how much she weighs. It's so interesting how body fat lays differently. It really is, isn't it? The body just kind of decides these things, and then it comes off in different ways as well.
He just got that scale in June, and now in August, there's already another different scale. And this time, we're mostly looking at the number pad. We don't actually see the scale pad itself, and we don't see Taylor stepping onto it. And again, we're back to where we were before, where the numbers are just fluctuating, and it looks like they're never going to land on something until you see Taylor's hand reach over and push the hold button.
Last week was 491.0, and we were down a total of 76.2 pounds. So it's time to weigh in again. Let's see it. Okay. So, 46.6.
This was when it became clear.
Yeah, that did look like he stopped it early. I agree with that. She is well researched. I love this. This is a new channel for me, for sure. I encourage everybody else, if you, it sounds like a lot of you already watch it, but Sam at Every Size. It's a good channel.
To me, why people were questioning his credibility and why someone would have sent me this lead. Not because setbacks are rare or not supposed to happen, not because weight loss is supposed to be linear, but because every single time people were expecting transparency and accountability from Taylor, they got anything but that. So something is off here. And as I continued to kind of go through all of the content and figure out where are we going right and where are we going wrong, I realized that there is a gigantic missing element from this platform. And it's the same element that tends to be missing from a lot of problematic weight loss accounts. And that is Taylor talking about what he eats. It just isn't there. And I noted that there was a point in the beginning where he said, "I'm ready now to share my food with you."
Good morning, Reed Squad. So after long awaited, I'm going to talk about my food now. I'm going to talk about my breakfast this morning, my dinner later tonight, and my snack that I usually have before bed. So I have eggs here. Eggs. I'll try to show you all the whole plate. And then I have turkey sausage, and then I have a little bit of ketchup to go with my eggs. Some people do it, some people don't. I know there's going to be people who disagree with it in the comments. It's something that I do. Overall, breakfast is about anywhere, always.
Do we need to get into this? Do we need to have a tomato sauce on eggs debate?
from 600.
Oh, I love Megan Ann. I've just started watching her. I discovered her maybe a couple of months ago. I think she's great. I really like her.
Just 700 calories, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. And then I just now started yesterday, got off the soda. And so I think it's been 1 or 2 days. Today might be the second or third day. But we have this here. It's Pellegrino. I mix that with my Mios. I prefer grape, Walmart brand, or fruit punch. I mix it. It tastes just like soda without having the soda. Eventually, I want to get off the Mio too.
No debate to be had. It's gross as cluck. Is now a good time to tell you that I could happily have tomato sauce on eggs? Although I much prefer aioli, I will say.
But we're working one step at a time. So we got 2 Pellegrinos, we have eggs, we have turkey sausage, we have ketchup, and that's my breakfast. And I'll come to y'all later tonight for my dinner. This is a part of just being transparent, being open, and this is what I do every single day. So
unsubscribed. I don't know. Do I have any Aussie nuggets in here? I actually do think it's a pretty normal, like, childhood thing here. Hot sauce on eggs. Oh, I've never tried that. Only on scrambled. LV, they're sassing me for liking tomato sauce on my eggs. You do drizzle ketchup on your eggs from time to time, but light drizzle. The light is important.
every single day, 15 to 1800 calories a day. Dinner's always bigger than breakfast. So just want to share that with y'all. And yeah, I hope y'all have a great Sunday.
And even though he promised to start making that content as early as coming back and just sharing his dinner, none of those things happened. So it's yet another broken promise about being accountable and transparent. And the food content just never really came at all after that video, even despite the declaration that he was ready to share. Now, what I will note is people do repeatedly ask him, what are you eating? Especially after he's had weigh-ins with those big weight gains and where he's giving a lot of excuses. And it's in those moments where he's getting questioned heavily in his comment section that he'll say things like, I'm only eating 1,500 to 1,800 calories per day.
What's up, Reed Squad? So I figured we'd go ahead and give Timothy his 15 seconds of fame, or whatever you want to call it. He said you're still eating 5,000 calories a day. Well, Timothy, I hate to inform you, but I've lost 64 pounds in the past 2 months. And if I was eating 5,000 calories a day, it wouldn't matter if I was working out 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. You can't not outwork a bad diet. I do anywhere from 1,500 to 1,800 calories a day. And that's comprised of eggs and turkey sausage in the morning, green beans and chicken at night, and then a watermelon for snack after dinner. So I think what I've been doing has been working really good. It's definitely not been 5,000 calories a day. I've been at times where I've had 5, 6, 7,000 calories a day, which got me in this position. But think before you speak. And this is your 15 minutes of fame.
Seeing this video and noting in my brain that most of his content is workout related, that was a huge red flag. And finally,
I agree. I mean, here's the thing. There are conditions that people, like medical conditions that people can have where the body is not equating calories in versus calories out the way that, say, a normal, quote unquote, normal body would. For example, my underactive thyroid condition means that effectively eating, it's like consuming more calories because they're not burning the same in a sense. I feel like I'm explaining this very badly. So that there's an imbalance in the normal math is what I'm trying to say. But to a point, like it's unlikely that there's going to be that much of a discrepancy, especially at this extreme of a size. There's something sus here. Discord when? No, I don't like Discord. I have thought about using my Patreon as a Discord-like function where maybe we could watch, like, you know, do live streams of things that YouTube wouldn't like, but like free to view, not behind a paywall. But I don't know, I don't like Discord. Underactive thyroids unite! Yay!
Finally, I noted going through everything that there's a pretty clear pattern to the content, and that is that once a week, Taylor will post a weigh-in video and then some sort of gym workout video where he'll post his workout almost entirely in full. Once those posts go up, what he does is he will break them down and use old content to make those before and after transformational posts, and he'll post about 3 to 4 of those per week. Those videos are his bread and butter, and he knows exactly how to work that algorithm, because if you sort his TikTok by most popular, you can see that it's those posts with the recycled content that get the most views, with the top 4.
Oh no, I know. Yeah, Discord is free. It's more that I worry about issues within the community can go undetected for too long in a situation like Discord. And I know that I wouldn't be able to adequately monitor it, just given the busyness of my life, especially right now. Maybe I'll reserve the right to change my mind in the future, but like, not right now.
Reaching 9.7 million views, 7.8 million views, 5.4 million, and 4.3 million views. He knows precisely what he's doing when he makes this content and posts it out. He has figured out how to work the algorithm to bring new viewers and bring new audience members in. And I mentioned at the beginning,
So TikTok doesn't pay that much, but at those sorts of numbers, he would be bringing some stuff in. I'll do some research in the background. And yeah, bear with me. I'll let this play.
Every single time he gets a new social media handle, he gets a new audience. And so that made me realize this isn't just a content cycle, it's an audience cycle. And that made me want to take a look at Taylor's audience. Who is it made up of? Who is it that's supporting him? I noticed pretty immediately that Taylor's comment section, his live stream audience, it's mostly women. And they're mostly older, but there are a variety of ages of women that support him. And I noticed in their comments, it seems like exactly what I said. They're rooting for an underdog, a young man who's just trying to save his life, and they are supporting him as though they can help save him. And I noticed that they also are pretty fierce defenders of him when people do have questions or dare to call him out. And it's interesting to me that they defend him so fiercely, and they've never seen proof of change. I think they are defending the idea that he's presenting to them, this idea that he does need to lose weight because it's a dire situation, and that's why they want to help, and they think that naysayers are hurting him. His TikTok live streams are the main tool for him to lean into this narrative. He'll stream for hours and hours per day, asking people to
yeah, it's not that much, really. I don't know how accurate it is, but they reckon it's between 40 cents and $1 per 1,000 views. So at the bottom end, we're looking at $400. At the top end, $1,000 for a 1 million view post. So that's it. I mean, that's not that much, really.
to keep tapping or keep sending him gifts, helping him win battles, pushing him in the daily rankings. It's fascinating to watch because
Sorry, to clarify, I say it's not that much because to get those sorts of views regularly, that's difficult, very difficult. Even though he has some that are like really up there, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're all up there.
Again, most of his intros or most of who he's saying hello to are women. None of his live streams tend to focus on his content. He's not talking about being transparent. He's not talking about his progress. In most cases, he's just sitting and asking for them to promote him. Take a look.
Jody, you still on lunch? Or you just chilling with me? I'm doing good, Kimberly. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? You're good, Tammy. Kim McCann. Okay. Y'all, it's very, very important. Everybody tap. While we're waiting for a minute and a half, I need everybody to tap. Let's get to 5K likes.
As I pulled
I actually think where he differs from Amber is he actually seems to, based on what we're seeing here, seems to be actively and consciously using this as like a grift. I don't know if it's a grift, but like using it as income, whereas Amber is a little bit more, I don't know, subdued in that area in a way.
the pieces of this puzzle together by looking at Taylor's content and nothing else to this point, I started to question reality. I started to realize and come to my own conclusion that Taylor has created a machine, and that machine is fine-tuned from years of experience, where he has figured.
That's it. Amber's is not fine-tuned. Amber's is a lot more kind of all over the place. So it looks more like she's just sharing her life until this LCU stuff, that is. Whereas his looks like it's been designed to be an income-making machine.
Figured out how to lose minimal amounts of weight to continue to bring in new audiences and to use those audiences to keep his revenue stream flowing. And even when all of that started to become clear to me, again, because I'm a hopeless optimist, I was still questioning, is it possible for one person to be this manipulative? Is it possible for them to do this without feeling?
Yes, Sam needs to meet my mother. Your stream is great. Is anybody having issues? I'll look at the health because I've seen a few of you pop up with issues. I'm going to look at the health. My bitrate is a scooch low, but not enough that it should be causing issues. Although I will say that I have heard streamers having some issues connection-wise lately, so I'm not sure. But yeah, it seems like some people are having success refreshing the stream. Definitely try that. Yeah, as we've got confirmation Twitch is okay. All of this is coming from YouTube's side, so I'm guessing it's probably more a YouTube issue. But from my end, everything looks okay. Like, pretty okay. Yours has been fine the whole time? Okay, so yeah, I'd say it's probably a server issue on YouTube's behalf. You all connect to different servers at different times, at different parts of the world. So if there's an issue sitting in one particular server, that one might be glitchy, and when you refresh, you connect with a new one. It could be as simple as that. But yeah, try try restarting. At least YouTube's AI mod isn't flagging every chat today. Oh, fun! Was that happening?
Feeling any guilt or remorse about it. How is it possible that someone could get to this point? And just as I was looking to start answering those questions, I remembered that in that original email, I was provided a TV show that I should watch called Change or Die. And that is where I discovered who Taylor Sowers really is. Change or Die is a reality TV series created by ex-pro wrestler Diamond Dallas Page, or DDP. He sets up the first episode explaining that he has spent years with his DDP yoga program, changing people's lives, and he hopes to continue that on this show. He shares that thousands of people reach out to him every single day, asking for his help. But what he's done for this TV show is he's chosen 5 people who he thinks need immediate.
It was flagging English words. I tell you what, YouTube has clearly just started this, or at least changed the way the AI moderation is happening, and it all started last month. I am desperately hoping that what will happen is YouTube realizes that either the AI hasn't been trained properly or it's started learning outside of the bounds in which they would prefer, or generally just not acting correctly. And then they look at people like Salty and go, oh yeah, okay, so we're going to need to reassess all of these because all of these were done in the name of AI moderation. Fingers crossed that happens, but who knows?
Immediate help. They must change before they die. So he brings in the 5 house guests, and they'll be staying at his house, which is called the Accountability Crib. They essentially all have their own private bedrooms, but the rest of the house has shared space, including the kitchen, living area, but also workout spaces. Taylor is one of the 5 house guests, and in the first episode, as he's pulling up to the house, he shares that he is 21 years old, which lets us know that this was filmed around 2021 or 2022, and he arrives with his support system in the form of his mother, but also his cousin Hannah, who is just 1 year younger than he is. In that very first episode, DDP does an assessment with each house guest just to kind of gauge where they are with their fitness and physical health. During his assessment, Taylor tells them that he has been on a very public weight loss journey on social media, likely one of those earlier, now deleted accounts. And he tells them that the progress from that public weight loss journey is that he has gotten down to 466 pounds. The problem is when he steps on the scale with DDP, the scale weighs him at 515 pounds. When that higher number is revealed, Taylor immediately breaks down into tears, and it cuts to DDP in a confessional where he's actually admitting that he feels bad for Taylor, saying that Taylor likely didn't know that when he was leaning on his scale to press the hold button, that his scale was making it seem like he weighed less than he actually did. Does any of this sound familiar? Now, throughout the series, which is approximately 8 episodes, you connect with Taylor.
This is sus. Wow, if this is true. So he's just like deleting accounts and then restarting and just like on this loop of basically scamming people into buying into his weight loss journey. This is how you had to type. And well, it looks very pretty.
Want to root for him as he does workouts, even when they're painful or challenging. You want to root for him as he overcomes his fear and tries things he's never tried before, like walking up 15 consecutive steps or even stepping onto an escalator for the very first time. And in the final episode, it's impossible not to want to jump for joy when he steps on the scale with that team to reveal that he lost more than 100 pounds in the 90 days that he was with them.
You know what it makes me wonder though? What if the actual money is not necessarily the primary currency? What if his primary currency is actually people's engagement and support? And you know that really good feeling when you're starting out something and people are celebrating you, and maybe he's like constantly recreating that environment? Very generous for DDP to assume Taylor didn't know he was shortchanging his weight. The little gnome man should have fizzled out years ago. The fact that he has fans is astounding. Proof that YouTube is getting insane. I posted a comment under a reaction to LC Bass, and it got posted under a picture of a community. Oh, yes. No, Coco, that bug has been happening maybe for about 6 months now. I've been getting like, it's always subscribers will comment on my videos, except they're clearly not for my videos, you know, like talking about baby clothes or something like that, where I know it's definitely not part of my content. I've reported it, and I heard nothing back. So
in that final episode, episode 8, where he reveals to his mom that he's actually going to be staying with DDP and the team for even longer because he's been so successful and because they've connected with him and want to continue helping him. He's going to be staying there and they're going to be paying him a stipend. It comes through like the ultimate success story. And I think that might be why he still has it listed on his link tree. Because if you stop there, what else is there for you to see? He has done it all. The problem is that there's a 9th episode. And that episode is titled, The Truth Comes Out. It's in this episode that it's revealed that Taylor had actually been lying to DDP and his team for quite some time. And that lie is revealed when they enter his bedroom and find 4 gigantic trash bags filled to the brim with fast food wrappers and containers. That team laid the fast food receipts out across the floor, and those images are just truly shocking. And it's in these moments that you see that the team is distraught. Not only do they feel betrayed, but they admit during the episode to feeling pretty guilty for Taylor. They feel like they have failed him in some way. One producer even shares that Taylor had mentioned to her that he hadn't been eating as part of the program, and she had talked to him about how dangerous that could be. After they sort through all of the receipts and go through that initial conversation with one another, They pull Taylor into a conference room to have like an intervention style sit down. He admits to them that he's been there for 90 days and the food has been an issue for about 2 months. And it's at that point that as a viewer, you start to feel like, okay, those 4 bags over 2 months, maybe it's not that bad. It's still bad, but it's not as bad as what you think when you first see it. And then it cuts to Taylor in a confessional, and he admits that those 4 bags are from 2 weeks. 2 weeks of him ordering out. Once Taylor...
I actually was expecting a lot more, to be honest. Like, that's two takeouts per week. It's not good, especially if you're on, you know, a health journey. But yeah, you were one of those people that commented on your channel and wasn't supposed to. Yeah, I think I remember that. And when I first noticed it happening, I messaged the people. But it happens constantly, and I just leave it there now. It gets worse. Oh, fun. Okay, let's keep watching.
Leaves that room, you once again see this team saying how guilty they feel, how they let him down and made him feel too alone on his journey. And as they're sharing, what ends up happening is through the confessionals, each and every one of them admits that what they're going to do is just...
I want a chicken puppet.
spend more time with him so he doesn't feel alone. They then share that that's exactly what they did.
Oh, wait, really? Did I misinterpret that? So not 4 bags of takeout, 4 trash bags full of takeout. Okay, well, in that case, yes, that is a lot worse. No offense to our creator intended at all. Just seems like a blanket case of cognitive dissonance. I think it looks like manipulation. I definitely think there's something there.
They all individually started spending more time with him, eating meals with him, working out with him, sitting with him after meals to make sure that he was fine and was not participating in any bad behaviors. And then somewhere in there, it's revealed that during this entire stay, Taylor had been allowed to post on his social media account, which had been that weight loss account. And that would become a source of tension for the team because Taylor would...
Sorry, I just saw Amanda check the comment before. All right, so here's my question. If this is all public, why has no one else found this out before? Well, it seems like he's deleting his accounts and then starting up new ones. So then he gets a whole new audience, and it would take people time to move across and find him, I'm assuming. So, like, he's been able to fly under the radar by recreating new accounts, which is hard, by the way. Like, to build up a social media channel from scratch is difficult, and he's doing it over and over. Yeah, King, it kind of seems that way. You don't think it's cognitive dissonance. You think he's very aware. It seems like a manipulation, but I don't know. I don't know enough yet.
would take it upon himself to post a video about potentially having issues with food, but then he would use that to pit the team against each other in a divide and conquer strategy. He told one of them that the other made him post that video even though he felt uncomfortable, and that created tension between these people who had worked together for decades, mind you. And they talk through how difficult that was for them to feel angry or betrayed by one another. And as they're sharing their built-up animosity, what ends up happening, and I think the thing Taylor thought wouldn't happen, is that they actually started talking to one another and trying to confront the issue. And
so I'm seeing the ALR link now. The lying and the manipulation is definitely there, but he does seem to be more deliberate about it, whereas Amber seems to be more chaotic. Like, hers are more based on how she's feeling, whereas his seems to be very deliberate.
that's when they all realized that Taylor had been pitting them against one another. And as they talked...
No, don't apologize, Amanda. Don't at all. We're all kind of learning here together.
...to each other, one of them asks, should we bring in his cousin Hannah? Remember his support system? They want to ask her some questions, so they do a video call with Hannah. And it's at that point that they ask her, have you been sending Taylor money? And she admits, yes, I've been sending him upwards of $200 a week. And she says that she's not the only one. She knows he's been messaging other people as well, and part of the messaging is the manipulation. He was telling his cousin that they weren't feeding him, they weren't paying the stipend on time, that the team was wanting to go out and do things and he didn't have money to join, or that the team was no longer providing adequate amount of groceries. So Hannah was being manipulated in the same way and at the same exact time as this team. And you have to remember, Taylor is living in this house, seeing these people every single day, multiple times a day. That is how deep this manipulation runs.
I do think it's also worth, although this does look very manipulative, I agree with her. I do think it's also worth not underestimating the power of the addiction of this kind of condition. And while I think that some of it is being a currency play in some way, shape, or form, there is probably honestly like the actual condition at play itself.
So they call Taylor in for yet another intervention-style sit-down in this conference room. This one, though, is more difficult to watch because the team is highly emotional. You can tell how much they really care about this person. And this is what they do. In this series, that one of the other house guests is actually going through full-blown addiction. And
I feel a certain kind of way about the way interventions are held, and that seeing them all sitting on one side of the table with him then alone on the other, I question the effectiveness of that particular setup quite deeply.
they are able to help him overcome, even with difficult conversations just like this. But when they're sitting with Taylor, they're emotional and they care, and he is very cold and detached. He even openly admits that he was just going through the motions because he wanted to be able to stay with them. Taylor is so cold that it actually cuts to a confessional of DDP saying, "I can't believe how detached he is. He has been here this entire time, and I've seen him cry on a dime, right, over things that shouldn't be cried over. I've seen him apologize for things he doesn't need to apologize for. And in this meeting, when he should be emotional and
There's Amber. There it is. I see it. I see it, King.
apologetic, there's none of that." It's at this point that Steve, who is a director and producer, I believe, part of this DDP team, he says, "Are you upset because you hurt us? Or are you upset because you've been caught and your gravy train is over?" Now, DDP lets his team get their emotion out. He can tell that they're hurt. He even says they feel like they've been kicked by you because they're trying to help you, and this is what they're getting in return. But they're not ready to give up on Taylor yet. As I mentioned, they've dealt with difficult cases and helped people overcome. And that's exactly what they're hoping to do for Taylor. So they decide, we're not going to kick you out of this program, but we are going to ask you to go to an inpatient rehab facility to help you with these issues, and so we can figure out what is actually going on. Because remember, he told one of the teammates, maybe I'm not consuming, and then they find 4 trash bags full of things he's clearly consuming. So they needed to know what is happening, and they knew they needed a professional in that sphere to help them. Now, it's kind of vague, but you find in this episode too that when he leaves the facility, under whatever circumstances he left, at that point he's no longer working with DDP or that team. And as the episode continues, they continue to peel back the layers of the manipulation, where they're once again talking to Hannah, and she's saying he left the facility because he could no longer pay for it, and his family was no longer sending him money to pay for it. And the team reveals to Hannah, once again, they were paying for that facility. So people were sending Taylor money while he was there, even though he didn't need it because it was being fully covered by DDP and the team. Then they start to share Taylor's social media accounts.
So this reeks of somebody who has learned early that this is a method of getting through life. And it works. Unfortunately, it serves him very well, except for the fact that in order to sustain this kind of lifestyle, he actually needs to sustain that kind of weight, which is dangerous for him. So this is actually quite interesting, because on the surface you could say, well, like, is he operating as a sociopath? Like, does he legitimately just want to barrel his way through life using people for what he can? Or Is he compensating for something? Is he getting around something? Is he avoiding fears? And this is his way of bailing out of responsibility. So, yes, he's very interesting to me.
And the GoFundMes that have been created, there were so many GoFundMes, as well as just posts on TikTok where he was asking for people to pay his bills and buy things for his apartment. Ultimately, in a voiceover, you hear them talking about how Taylor's learned helplessness will win the day. He figured out how to monetize social media with that learned helplessness. And as long as people continue to pay for this lifestyle, he's going to continue to live it. All of this is sounding kind of familiar, right? And it dawned on me that if he was able to so heavily manipulate people that he was living with and staying with every single day, people who are part of his family, his actual blood family, he was able to take advantage of them so easily. Why wouldn't he be able to take advantage of the internet just as easily?
Very valid. But I will say that manipulation is not always born of malice. I think the outcome tends to be the same no matter what, but I think the intention, the motivation of its beginning at least matters and is worth analyzing. I don't know. I don't know what this is for this individual at the moment, but it is a bit quirky, Love Rose, isn't it, Rosie? No problem, Bale. Definitely 3 a.m. My goodness, yes, go rest. We don't have much left of this anyway. Learned helplessness is a good description, yes. And so there is heavy manipulation surrounding learned helplessness, although it's from a much more benign perspective. It's still manipulation, but I really get a sense here that he's just hiding from everything by doing this. He's avoiding everything by doing this. That's my initial gut feeling, anyway.
There are still a few things about Taylor's story that I haven't shared with you because I thought they would make more sense in context with everything else that you've seen so far. Taylor will say on his new account, That Dude Reed, that his journey started 7 months ago, when in fact it started much, much earlier. In July 2025, as part of this new journey as That Dude Reed, he says that he's going to share with us everything from his past. He's going to uncover all the skeletons and give us the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's in this video that you do see him owning up to faking cancer on the internet at the early age of 14 years.
Ugh, why does it always devolve back to that? There's a special place that I think people like this need to go. Of all the things in the world, the thing that pretty much everybody either has personal experience with or a loved one, it enrages me on a level. It's always cancer.
Years old.
But I went on the internet at 15, I think, years old, and I lied about having cancer. And I never should have. Ever. I lied about it. It lasted for like a week to 2 weeks. And it's one of the biggest mistakes, actually probably the biggest mistake I've ever made.
This is the first real example that we have of Taylor using crisis on the internet for attention. And what's fascinating when you watch this clip in its entirety is you can see that this is the blueprint for the content we're seeing today. He shifts blame to everyone except for himself. And even though he's sharing the confession, he rejected the conclusion. And it's interesting to watch as he's talking.
A conflicting character, it seems. While on the subject of learned helplessness, Andy Ditch may be a character to add to your roster, Vera. I've written it down. Just as bad as Amber lying about lying?
He said, well, a therapist told me that I did it for attention, but I disagree with that. While in the same breath saying, I did it after years of isolation and loneliness. But there are things he doesn't share in this supposed tell-all video, including the fact that a year after faking cancer on the internet, in 2015, he would be included in a widely circulated news article about his weight. That article was complete with a link to a now defunct Facebook page that was full of support, encouragement, and fans ready to cheer him on. That Facebook group was the very first iteration of what he now calls his Reed Squad. That is where things started for him. And what's fascinating is it shows that where Taylor is today, that didn't happen overnight. He has had time to grow into this, to grow into the manipulation, to grow into fine-tuning this machine. It took him years to figure out what garners attention, what gets people emotionally invested, what gets them to support me and send me money when I need it. And that is what makes Taylor so incredibly interesting to me, because I feel like when you start to put it all together, it becomes so clear that he is a serial weight loss grifter. I mean, that was a lot for us to take in to get to this conclusion. But once you do, you start to realize that it has to be true, because most weight loss content creators are pretty open about their setbacks. They're open about the times that they regain or that they're struggling.
That's the thing about these really big manipulation games, and I say this about Amber too. I think hers was learned when she was in foster care. They take years to hone to a level like this. Yeah, we checked out Tofia Chu when I was looking for who to replace Amber with. And I did the poll and everybody wanted Rachel. He's sinister and no one can convince you otherwise. Yeah, you might be right. It's I'm just like spitballing all of these ideas and gut feelings and things that I'm reading off of this.
Struggling. It's part of the genre. It's part of how people understand that weight loss isn't easy. It's messy and it's human and it has to fit into our lifestyle. But Taylor doesn't carry that honesty forward, and he never has. Even when he says that people are mass reporting him and that's getting his accounts banned, if that were true, why is he not reflecting back on those journeys and talking about where he came from? And that's what led me.
Well, because he's getting the payoff that he's searching for, whether it's literal money or whether it's that feeling of being celebrated and all of that. That's why he does it, because he's searching for that. Maybe you could do a poll of some of those people from before, now that you've done so much Rachel. I am not finished with Rachel. She is not giving me any indication that she is winding up, so either am I. And I want to do her big historical deep dive as well. But yeah, when I am done, I will do another poll for sure. It's fun because polo is how you say chicken here. Really? What language is that, Coco?
Me to my final points here today, which is that Taylor doesn't hide his past because it's painful or challenging, even though that is what he wants us to believe. He doesn't talk about it because it's useful for him if people forget. He knows that if people had access to that full internet archive, we would be able to see the old accounts, all of the weigh-ins, all of the money requests.
How invested are we in Rachel at this point? According to Views LV, very, very, very.
The many restarts he refuses to acknowledge. The cracks would show themselves much faster. The contradictions would be much more clear, and the patterns would be undeniable. That's why he has to hide it and pretend it doesn't exist, because Taylor's only real goal is to keep bringing in cash and gifts. All right, that is all I have for you all today. At this point, I am so genuinely curious to know what you think about all of this. Had you heard?
Well, I feel fortunate that I found another really good channel. Oh, it's Italian. Very cool. You're invested in Rachel and Creed. You think we're all waiting with bated breath for Rachel to clock up again? Yes, and she will. She will. You're bored of Rachel, you understand. There's been a lot of Rachel content in quick succession just because of what she's been doing, but I really want to, I'm actually working on a, kind of Eugenia video right now, but I also want to go back to Hungry Fat Chick as well. I have, because of the Rachel thing, built up a lot of my, my Girl World community now, and while Hungry Fat Chick didn't do well previously, and it's not all about the views, it's not, but it makes it easier to justify more time. So I'd be interested to see how Hungry Fat Chick videos go, and quite a few people have asked me to revisit her. And so yeah, I'm getting back into the flow of things, but it's kind of looking like Amber may not be part of this anymore. If she doesn't get her monetization back, and if she stays on the LCU, I am absolutely not covering Amber. Spacing it out might help your brain take it again. No, it's okay, King, because I'm actually feeling quite sick of Rachel myself. I get that when I do the same person for too much in a row, but yeah. I have done a couple of videos on Hungry Fat Chick. I did a Who is Hungry Fat Chick, which I will give you a heads up. I am not at all pleased with that video. It is my greatest shame. And I learned a lot from it, actually. The criticism that you hear in that video is actually a direct reflection of criticism towards myself, not towards her. But I also have started her historical deep dive as well. And I think I did a couple of videos keeping up with her at the time. Yeah, Rachel Amber, same difference. I agree. Rosie does a reaction to Snowflake docs. And HFC and is deplorable. You love my Hungry Fat Chick videos. I really, really like covering Candy. I think she's an incredibly interesting individual, and it was disappointing that she wasn't as popular at the time, but yeah, she is somebody that I enjoy covering for sure. Hey Vera, would it be okay to DM you somewhere about starting your own channel? I've had a think, I just don't know where to start. Where would be the best place to DM? Absolutely. I don't know how much help I'll be, because it's going to boil down to be consistent. But yes, absolutely. Instagram or TikTok is probably the best. For all those with gifted memberships, please do go view the member-only videos, because they are really a lot more informative and deep. It's a much different experience with Vera. Thank you so much, LV. Yeah, they're the videos that can't be put on the free-to-view sections, and you can see why. They're very heavy. And there is a fourth one that is shadow banned that I want to try and get into a stable state so you can actually access it, because it should be... Because if you go to videos and then you go members only, there should be 4 there. There is one before this, which is annoying. So I want to try and get it stable, and yeah. We're in the same zone, so you message after school pickup, no problems. The members' videos are really good. Oh, thank you, Nutty. You feel my Eugenia videos are the best on YouTube. Thank you so much. There's something about Eugenia. I probably connect with her the most, and for some reason returning to doing her videos always feels like going home for some reason. But yeah. No, there will be a small Rachel break unless she does a major like cluck up. There will be a small break. Can't get yourself to watch Eugenia. She's not for everybody. She's really not. It's a very extreme situation and seems to be more triggering than, you know, the opposite end of the spectrum. Oh, 24 Carat, you'd love to become a member, but you're not in a good financial place right now. But you're still a ride or die nugget. Yeah, please don't ever, like, your life comes first. Don't be, you know, joining or giving money if you can't. That would make me very sad if you did. But not sure how much longer this will be on, but hang in there. Def hit the rewatch. Replay nuggets. Vera gives us some new information. All right, my nuggets. I have a video to finish that will be out tonight, my time. American nuggets. You will probably, sorry, fly in my throat. You'll probably get it when you wake up in the morning. Yes, your Eugenia videos are so wonderfully crafted, and yes, it's a hard watch, but an important conversation. It is, and I think that her story needs to get out there regardless of her place in this world. And, yeah. Oh, goodness. Drezia, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I really appreciate that. So, to Lizaraptor, Bank, Tiki Burb, Angelus, and Bernadette, welcome to the Clucking crew. Thank you so much. That's really, really generous. I appreciate that. Something to listen to as you drive to work, yay! Not related to what you're talking about, but I'm watching on my TV, but typing on my laptop because my laptop sound is clucked. So woo, double view, thank you so much. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the chatters. Thank you for the lurkers. Thank you for the replay nuggets. You're important. And an extra big thank you to everybody who gifted memberships and super chatted tonight. I appreciate you so deeply. Thank you, everybody. I'll catch you on Monday, and we'll see, because I want to start trying to catch up on all of those ones that people have sent me to look at, like we did tonight. But that is all the clucks I have left to give. Stay golden, my little nuggets, and I'll catch you next time.